Good morning. I'm here to give you an update on the FBI's investigation of Secretary Clinton. What I want to do is tell you what we're recommending. But first, let me tell you what we found. 110 emails in 52 email chains have been determined to contain classified information.
What difference at this point does it make?
8 of those chains are top secret, 36 of those chains secret, and 8 contain confidential information.
What difference at this point does it make?
Everything I did was admitted. There was no law, no regulation.
Secretary Clinton should have known that an unclassified system was no place for that conversation.
I did not email any classified material to anyone on my email.
None of these emails should have been on any kind of unclassified system, not even Gmail.
Well, first of all, nothing was marked classified.
To the contrary,
Nothing was marked classified.
there is evidence, a
Nothing
tremendous
was
amount, a
nothing was
tremendous
marked
amount.
classified.
Now let me tell you what we found.
Oh my gosh.
110 emails.
It was not the best choice.
52 email chains
It was the mistake.
have been determined to contain classified information.
What difference at this point does it
8
make?
of those chains are top
Was
secret.
the best choice.
36 of those chains
I said
secret.
it was a mistake.
8 contain confidential information.
What difference at this point does it
With
make?
respect to our recommendation, this is going to be an unusual statement in at least a couple of ways. Although there is evidence, our judgment is that no reasonable prosecutor would bring such a case. I know there will be intense public debate. I know there will be intense public debate. I know there will be intense public debate. What difference at this point does it make? 110 emails.
It wasn't the best choice.
52 email chains
I made a mistake.
have been determined to contain classified information.
What difference at this point does it
8
make?
of those chains are top
It was not a
secret.
good choice.
36 of those chains
I said it was a mistake.
and 8 contain confidential information.
What difference at this point does it make?
Political correctness is a manifestation of lack of fucking self-esteem because you're all cunts. Because you cunts all want everybody to love you. I don't want anybody to love me. I don't want anybody to even fucking like me. Do you think Donald Trump gives a shit what you think of him? Do you think Steve Jobs, when he was alive, gave a shit? Do you think Mark Zuckerberg gives a shit? Political correctness is a manifestation of lack of fucking self-esteem because you're all cunts.
Honey, someone's coming to the house. Someone's coming to the house. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
Oh, you call the pops. I'm gonna call the pops.
We're recording you.
No. It's okay. I'm just your neighbor. Coming by to say howdy.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, we're not used to people stopping by to say howdy without assaulting us first, robbing us, or defecating on our lawn.
Sometimes all three.
The trifecta. We're from Los Angeles.
Just moved to Texas.
I figured.
Oh, the California plates?
Well, yeah, and the masks. Inside your own house. No one else around. 2022.
We just want to be extra safe.
We feel naked without masks.
We'll probably wear them for the rest of our lives.
We'll be buried in them.
Okay. Well, you seem like a lovely couple. Like I said, I just wanted to drop by and welcome you to the neighborhood.
Why? Do you want something?
Oh, no. They're, I think he's being friendly. People around here are friendly, like we've seen in the movies, right?
I thought that was just make believe, like superheroes or families that go to church.
No. That's a myth. This is real life.
So, I live in that house over yonder. Name's Kevin.
Hi, Kevin. I'm Tiffany. She, her.
And I'm Steve. He, him.
What are your pronouns?
I don't believe in pronouns. I think they're reductive. In fact, just your asking about it is a microaggression.
Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, it's okay. I'm just messing with you. I like all pronouns. My favorite is you.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Exactly. So, if you need anything, just holler. My wife and I'd be happy to help.
Baby, he has a gun.
I'm calling the cops.
I'm recording you.
No.
Recording
It's
you.
okay.
Hey everybody. How's everybody doing? waiting on. I didn't know. Just me and Bonnie been talking, and I didn't know who was going to go live till just now. Sorry about the short notice. Everybody doing all right? Let's see. Say hey to everybody. Hey, Mary. Hey, Discernment. Hey, B. Hey, Ben. Gigi. Hey, Ship. Stan. Sharon. Let's see. Hey, Stan. I got you already. Hey, I think that's about everybody. Hey, BC. I think covers everybody, I think. If I missed you, hey. Bunch of y'all ain't saying nothing. Hey to y'all, too. Anything exciting going on out there? Just watched a video about they're saying if we eat fish out of fresh water once per year because of the forever chemicals, it's like we ate them every day 10 times the amount than normal or something to that effect, which is stupid. But I kind of believe it because water collects, but somehow or another, I think that stuff's got to dilute. You'd think it dilute running through the earth, being filtered through the ground. Never know what they're pulling. I believe it exists, but I don't believe how bad if they're saying it that. I think that's another thing like killing off the chickens and everything else. They just don't want people to have access to something else. Yep. Like BC said, they'll say anything to make us eat bugs. Hey, Bear. How's it going, bud? Tried talking to y'all over there a minute ago in Bushes. I don't know if y'all seen it or not. I don't know what y'all have up on your end. Man, Bonnie's supposed to be coming. I thought Camo, I'd message him, but I didn't get a reply, so I don't know if he's even got internet. Link's out, I think, if anybody else wants to come up. Let's see. Yep. Bonnie wanted to talk on something. I can't remember what it was. I'll wait for her to get here. Anybody else seen any intelligent stuff going on today? Freezing up. Why? Do we mean internet-wise? Yep, I'll take the bugs and go catch fish. I got about 12 or 13 crawfish traps back there that I can open or close up, and I can catch like brim and white perch and stuff if I open them up enough. Take you a piece of burlap, make you a pouch out of it, and drop a handful of dog food or whatever in it. You can put meal in it.
Hey, Chuck. How doing?
How's it going?
It's going. I just thought I'd come up so you weren't by yourself.
Yeah,
I'll wait till Bonnie gets here, and then I'll drop back down.
Yeah, it gets kind of slow, but I'm coming up with random stuff I guess to talk about.
Well, I do know that the Mississippi River, they tell you not to eat more than one fish every 3 months, and the fish can't weigh more than 3 pounds.
Isn't that something to do with the mercury content, or is that the forever?
That's
chemical?
mercury. That's mercury content. Yep.
Yeah, and I know
that's the Mississippi, at least here in Minnesota.
There's probably too that catfish are probably the top of the list because they're bottom feeders. Well, it'll be all bottom feeders, but
yep.
I guess
see, in the wintertime here, the water gets so cold. You can test, use one of those test strips in the fish's meat
Yeah.
And they don't test for anything. They don't foreign. So I'm wondering if they get, the water, because of the water temperature, any chemicals go out of them. And that's in lakes, most of our lakes.
Yeah, like BC said down in our Wascom water, he lives here where I do, and I got that homemade Berkey I made. You used to taste all kind of stuff in it. For what I understand, only fluoride we have is natural occurring. But I use that Berkey all the time. I can't it tastes like spring water. Matter of fact, my son likes it better than spring water. He said,
"Oh yeah, I love my Berkey."
But I made that bucket one, and I got the fluoride attachments to go on it. I just hadn't used it. And I'm wondering how much stuff that Berkey will pull off, especially if I put that fluoride filter on there. It'd probably pull any of that stuff out. Who knows?
Yep. Well, see, yeah, I have an actual Berkey. One of the smaller ones.
Mm-hmm.
And we filter it, and then we put it in the gallon jugs for our coffee maker, plus to drink, Yeah,
I ain't started transferring to jugs. I was greedy, though. I wanted something to make 5 gallons at a time, but
yeah, I think ours is what?
3, I think, is a big one.
Yeah, 2 or 2 point something. It's almost 3. I don't think it's quite 3.
That's what I made.
I got a scratch indented one. There was a scratch under the name Berkey, and there was a little teeny dent in the outside. Saved me a lot of money.
Yeah, still probably. What they normally $300 or $400 for the smaller one?
Yeah, I think we paid like $99.99 and then shipping.
That ain't bad.
Because it was scratch indented. Yeah, it was pretty good. And then that came with 2 of each replacement filters.
That's pretty good. So, that's probably less than I started with, but
the filters now though are so expensive. Holy buckets!
I buy these ones. I'll have to get the name of them for me. I buy them through Amazon, and you look at them. They're supposed to be the company that makes Berkey ones, but who knows?
Send that to me. That would be awesome.
I get 2 of the black filters and 2 of the fluoride filters, and I think it's like $58. That's with shipping.
That's not bad at all. And if it's Amazon, I get free shipping. So yeah, that would be a good deal. Not bad.
I don't think I ever posted the name of it. When I did mine, my biggest expense was the buckets I bought, the food grade buckets, and I bought them with, I want to say they were $22 a piece. So they were, that was 60 some bucks plus the other, it was $120 plus I bought a drill bit and I bought a spigot.
But most of that stuff you'll be able to use again, right?
Yep.
So
I had to buy 3 buckets because they didn't sell them. They sold them in 1 or 3. And if you bought 1, you're paying like $30 a piece for them. And I'm like, damn, it's a ripoff on buckets, but I guess everybody's buying them to put stuff away in, so they went crazy.
Yep. Hi, Alicia Parker. Nice to see you.
Hey, Alicia. Seen somebody else sneak in there too. Hey, Anna. Somebody else I swore I seen come in. Maybe that might have been Alicia.
Echo. Hi, Echo. Good to see you.
Yeah, that's Anna.
Oh, yeah.
I probably shouldn't quit calling people their known names because if they wanted it, they'd have it out there.
Well, I think she had to change it just because of her channel messed up or something. I don't know for sure. Yep.
Yeah, I didn't know if I was bugging you sending all that crap through Facebook or not. I know a lot of times.
I was cracking up.
Figured you get a kick out of it. Usually on a bad day, like Bonnie wants sometime to see stuff, and I got a couple other people send me something stupid.
Yep. No, I was cracking up. It was great.
Sometimes my stupid is what people on here called me fear monger over, but people need to know
Okay.
things.
Yeah, they also, yeah, definitely need to laugh though too, you know? Like
Yep.
your opening on here is just a riot every time I see it.
That's why I do that, try to get everybody in a good mood. However, there are a few people that didn't like that. Like, oh, well.
Sorry if it offends you.
Yeah. So which part don't you like? The part with making fun of Clinton and them, or the part about making fun of I don't know. But
Right? I'm not sure.
it's probably that one speaker I have on it, but he's short. But I like the way he puts things.
Yeah.
Yeah, on my let me see if I can find the exact start of it to the whole thing. It's in. I conglomerated them because I had them in like 6 or 7 videos, but here, Gigi, here it is. I need a post on here, but I got it all through Amazon.
Be charming. Nice to see you, Angie.
I could pull up Amazon too, and I could tell y'all what all that stuff was.
Be charming. We had a lot of snow melt because we had rain, freezing rain, but then we got like 2 more inches of snow on top of it. So it was kind of a slushy, frozen yuck.
So everything's sitting on 6 inches of ice.
Kinda. No, we've got a lot of snow left. Yeah, because we did 22 inches, then we got like 6 inches, and then we got like 4, and then we got like 5. So yeah, and then all of a sudden we get this stupid rain mixed with snow, and then just snow. So yeah. We had so much snow at the end of the driveways, the city came out with dump trucks and a bull, the Bobcat, and actually took the snow off the end of your driveways where you were shoveling it because you couldn't see out to get out into the road.
You're welcome,
So
Gigi. Here's the filters I was telling you about. I just dropped a link out there. Let's see.
But you could send that to me in Facebook Messenger. I'd appreciate it because I'm on my phone. If I try to get it, I'll drop.
I don't know why I didn't even think of that. I'm already going over there when you said that.
Well, if I wasn't on my phone, I'd grab it. But being I'm on my phone, I'll probably drop it.
It's not showing my old stuff. Let's see if I can go past 6.
There you go. I got it.
I'm grabbing the buckets now. I'll drop it out there, and that way everybody can see what each piece was.
Cool.
Buckets, I think, went down. They're 37 for 3 now. Let's see if I can find the spigots real quick, and then there it is. Only thing stainless steel and Berkey on mine is a spigot.
Bonnie. I think Bonnie's in the back room.
All right. Okay. Sorry, Bonnie. I was transferring stuff. I see you. Sorry about that.
Hi, Bonnie.
Hi.
I made you wait in the corner.
I came up so he wasn't all alone. I was waiting for you to come up so I could go back and chat.
Much appreciated, Chef. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I had about a migraine though for a couple days, but finally gone tonight.
Good.
So, yeah.
Still snowing?
And it stopped. We got a kind of a slushy mess on the driveway.
Oh no.
But other than that, yeah, we still have plenty. Still snowmobiling. Instead of the motorcycle or ATV, then I snowmobile. I have to be outside,
Yeah.
you know.
Everything.
It's the 80s here. I just can't imagine that it's snowing there.
Well, hang on. It
All
is.
the that's on there on the list now for the on that video I drop has all the materials.
It's 31 and it feels like 26.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what it is here. I had the windows open all day, and Vicky woke up. And she was cold in here.
65 here right now.
Let's see.
I know I got the AC on.
Oh my, lucky girl.
64 feels like 65. Expect scattered rain showers. I thought it rained this morning when I got up, and it was just dew. It was so bad, though. The yard was mushy.
I'm telling you, that line is across Texas. I'm not getting it.
You're down there. How close to any bases are you?
Hello, everybody in chat. About
Hey, Garrett.
70,
Huh?
about 70 miles.
I don't know if that's close enough to be under there. They say up here at Shreveport, because it's got Bossier has Barksdale Air Force Base. It's like an umbrella over it.
We have more snow coming in tomorrow night into Thursday morning.
Hey, bug
They're
out.
saying 3 to 5 inches.
See, Nunya, Texas, Houston, hot and muggy.
Hey, Nunya.
Hi, Bug Out. Good to see ya. Dan's. Nunya. Well, my guys, I'm going to pop back down. Y'all have a good night. And hey, not a problem. I just didn't want y'all alone up here.
Anytime you want to come up, you're welcome. I need to catch you on your show, but I'm always doing something or forgetting.
Well, I was supposed to do Women's Wednesday tomorrow, but I had to get a physical scheduled this month, and it had to be done in January. And tomorrow's the only day I can do it because they don't have anything till February. And if I wait till then I don't have health coverage. Stupid insurance. So, yeah.
Yeah, I ain't going to interfere with y'all's women thing.
That's usually every other Wednesday, and then the opposite Wednesdays, then I go live.
People don't want to see a bearded 6'7" woman.
No. I mean, we do like maybe a half hour, 45 minutes, and then we open it up and just do free for all panel. So, yep. But it's usually a good show, but tomorrow's canceled because, and I feel really bad. But gotta do what you gotta do.
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
Mine.
I try to pick a certain time to do it. It's hard to do, so I jump around because now anymore I go into a certain time. There's so many people that's on other than, and it's like we're all fishing in the same little pier. So
yeah, see, and I try to do 11 o'clock Central time, which seems nobody's there, you know. Then I usually have from 11 o'clock Central or even 10 o'clock Central till for an hour, you know.
That's
before anybody else goes on.
You guys probably remember when I used to do it 1 o'clock Central because nobody was doing nothing at that time because it's like lunchtime at work for everybody. And I started, next thing you know, I was getting crowds of 60 people in there and other people, I guess, were seeing it as like, okay, we need to go live then. And then it went turn from that to whatever. So I was like, okay, let me move off somewhere else. And then I started going on before Bonnie or after Bonnie. And
yep. Well, sometimes you just got to go on.
Yeah.
Just
you know, just do it. You just got to wing it.
So
all right. Much love, guys. Stay blessed up here. Not stressed. I'm going to jump back down and chat.
You take care, Chef.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Did you want to bring your thing up you wanted to talk about?
You remember what thing? That's been hours ago. Come on, Chuck. You know the memory thing.
Not me. You know, I go in the kitchen to stand there, look like I'm got hit by lightning half the time. Because like looking around, like, why am I in here?
Well, there's a ton of stuff. Oh my goodness, there's a ton of stuff. I sent you some that I thought you might want to just like play the voice if you wanted to out of Messenger. But I'm telling y'all right now, I'll probably get in trouble for this, but I call BS on the when things that are coming out. It is getting too often, and I just don't think that there is that many irresponsible parents in the United States. And this last one was in the state that banned all that stuff, and so I'm just calling BS on children being able to get a hold of things that they shouldn't be able to get a hold of.
Yeah, that one with that toddler with a bang bang. Yeah, that guy shouldn't have had it to begin with, but that looked too set up to me. But
it definitely did. A surveillance camera just right there at the right time.
Yeah, right there where you know that wasn't a peephole that she was looking through, or wherever that camera was supposedly at the neighbor. That looked like a camera that was there, which might have been a ring, but I don't see rings in apartments either. But
no,
I don't think you're allowed to attach anything outside of an apartment building.
I don't know. I just you get a cow in the house. Whoever that was, sorry.
Andrew doing something in the other room. Let me go check something real quick. Talk for a second. I put hot dogs and sauerkraut on the stove, and I forgot about it. Let me go check it. It's just steaming. I don't want the hot dogs to explode.
Understand. Well, hello everybody in chat. I don't know who else there, but how are y'all all doing? Let's see, Casey, Harvest, Mary Moon, Discernment, Garrett, you behaving? Be charming. It's good to see you. I saw Jake. Hey, Jake. Go.
Hey, Casey. Yeah, I love them things with mustard and a little bit of minced onion. I don't know, Bonnie, do you eat cut sauerkraut?
Oh, I love sauerkraut.
I just wish I'd have got better hot dogs. But this Berkshire's over here is stupid price.
Yeah, you made hot dogs. I made piggies in a blanket.
Yeah, Andrew's in there making pigs in a blanket, wrapping biscuits or croissants and cheese around hot dogs.
There you go.
It's Hot Dog Tuesday.
Hi, Gigi and Bug Out.
Hey, George.
Yes, Bug Out. That's when I saw that one today. I was like, all right. Kind of suspected it, but now I'm just really believing
what
that
I know.
video with the toddler.
Yeah.
Hey, George.
Yeah, when two people say it smells like shit, then it's probably true.
Mm-hmm.
Probably should drop that link. Go ahead and drop the link out there if you still got it, or I'll grab it and drop it.
Okay, I'll let you. You know how well I do that.
If I can find it. Hopefully they can see it off of my Facebook. Let's see.
And when they changed the speaker, I didn't realize the things that they traded for, and it's pretty good. Like he messes up one person. It only takes one person to boot him out. That's pretty good.
Y'all ignore that link. Here's one. That went nuts as soon as I posted it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Bonnie.
Hi, Vicki. How are you?
All right, getting ready for work.
Aw.
Y'all pray for me tonight because I almost went off on him last night. I did, but I was kept my cool about it.
Yeah,
Yes, it's a good thing to do, isn't it?
I just picture her like Joe Pesci on My Cousin Vinny when they piss her off. Yeah. What was that one where he's a mobster?
I have no idea.
I don't even. Oh, one person to start a vote. Well, that's not the way it read to me. It was like maybe it was.
Yeah, I like cabbage anyway. Bacon, and I like especially fried bacon and onion with cabbage.
Yeah. I want some squash.
Yellow squash, yeah, sounds good. Fried
squash.
Yeah.
Oh.
You ever had fried yellow squash, Bonnie? We cut up a little bit of sweet onion in it.
Yes, love it.
Mom used to do that. Salt and pepper while it's cooking, and right at the end, she sprinkled just a little touch of sugar over it. I don't know why moms do that. I guess it's better than the moms that get cigarette ashes in them. But
Well, I'm just wondering if is it a Southern thing to just fry everything? Because we've done
yeah, probably.
Damn, that's a lot.
onion rings, squash,
How you ate almost all of them? Yeah. Yeah. You eat
fried green tomatoes.
Yeah, I love that. Fried mushrooms, many people don't do it. Then when I add the horseradish dip to it, everybody's like, no, I don't eat that.
Yeah, the cabbage steaks. Have you tried those?
Mom, I guess Marcy, somebody got into my root beer.
You know I'm on live,
Why? Here. Somebody got into my root beer yesterday. No, don't know who.
Well, get the rest of that tea right there.
Andrew. What?
Right here.
I want you to drink your root beer or you and Dad.
Discernment, you sound like me. It's all right.
Yeah, I like horseradish. Hell, I even got to where I eat beets now. Shit, I drink beets now. So that tells you if I got over the issue of them.
Good.
Yeah. You can do it too. If you're not allergic to it, it seemed like something that you'd want to, okay, I can have this other thing. It's not like yum, it's candy, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and my dad used to fight over beets when I was little.
I ain't gonna argue with nobody over them. For something else and they want them, I'll let them have them. But I want to try what a few people talking about. They grill them on the grill. It's like take big slices of beef.
Yeah, I like root beer too. Root beer floats. Wow.
Yeah, Andrew likes which one? Barks. He don't like A&W or the other one. I used to love Barks, and there's one up used to get in Ohio.
Uh-oh. You know why that is?
Uh,
Barks has caffeine. A&W doesn't.
that's probably the difference then. Probably has.
Is it A&W Barks or Barks?
Yeah, Barks has caffeine.
Yeah, I get that because I know why I can't get it.
That's
Ass.
messed up.
I'm joking. I like
Red Runner.
I usually got
Hey, Red Runner. Bringing sexy back.
Red Runner, I changed my at thing for YouTube, and it's Texas Psychobilly.
I like your icon there.
Yeah, it's Texas Punisher. The other one I wanted couldn't get. I'll show it to you, but it won't show up. It's got a do not copy thing across it, and I thought it looked corny. Let's see.
What's it? Sounds like water.
He's getting water in there.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like that's either a very long pee or
Hey, Willie.
go to the doctor or
Benjamin, did I say hi to you? I don't know if everybody calls a root beer float a black cow, but that's what one of my uncles, he had a black cow stand, and my grandmother would take us once in a blue moon. Oh, goodness. That's creepy.
Yeah, that's another Texas Punisher.
And it was a little bigger than a shot glass that we'd get with a tiny thing of ice cream and a little root beer in there.
damn.
What?
What's she talking about?
Yeah, I remember Coke floats, and up north it was RC or Pepsi float.
My dad used to make homemade ice cream and use the root beer flavor and make root beer floats.
They got Dr. Pepper milkshakes here. Was it? Who has that? Isn't it Whataburger?
It's probably Dairy Queen. You can get whatever you want at Dairy Queen.
Right?
I know it was there.
For you.
I like their banana split blizzard, and I tell them no chocolate sauce, put hot chocolate in. But they, we can't turn it upside down. I said, I don't plan on turning it upside down anyway. Don't you know it's Willie from Wisconsin?
Hey, Nora. There was something a man ordered when my granddaughter was working at Dairy Queen, and she had no idea what he wanted. And she kept telling him, we do not have chocolate ice cream. I can't remember what it was. He was from up north, and he kept trying to explain to her that it didn't have chocolate ice cream in it. I can't remember what it was, but it was some kind of a drink. He ended up calling the manager and everything, just being a real brat about it.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Josh.
Should have just listened to her and said, how do you make it?
Yeah.
Because that's what they do here.
Hi,
Yeah,
Josh.
Dairy Queen's got that awesome chicken fried steak sandwich. The dude, I like them things.
Yeah, those are good.
It's so embarrassing, though, whenever a customer gets to that point, because I was working at this store out in the middle of nowhere, and this guy came in. He couldn't speak any English. I couldn't speak Spanish, and we kept going back and forth, and I was handing him everything in sight. Pack of Marlboros. Nope. I was holding up everything. And one of my friends finally came in. who could speak Spanish, and I said, please tell me what this man wants. And I was so flustered by then and embarrassed that I didn't know what he wanted. And you know what it was?
Huh.
A stupid paper bag.
You wanted a 40 ouncer in
Yeah,
it.
Dairy Queen's got them French fried jalapenos, them jalitos or jalipos or whatever they're called. They're like strips, but they're like
Oh, yeah.
earrings with a surprise.
Fried jalapenos. Yes.
Yep. That's my favorite thing. When I go to Dairy Queen, dude, sandwich those jalitos and then get a Blizzard.
Oh, my goodness.
I always eat a little bit of the Blizzard and end up putting it in the freezer here.
Yes, that's what happens here. I think there's one or two in there now.
The little one starts at what, $4? The medium's $4.50 and the large is almost $5. And it's like, who's going to get the little one? And when it's only 75 cents different.
Well, that's true.
So I get the big one, eat 3 bites of it, put it in there, and then later I'll get it out unless somebody else gets it. Everybody else is like, it's nasty looking.
And it's mandatory that when you serve a Blizzard, you have to turn it upside down.
Yeah, they show that it's thick, but don't pour out.
Yeah, but if somebody orders like extra pineapple or something like that that's juicy,
they're supposed to squish the fluid out, I think. But I've had the manager tell me we're not supposed to sway on none of the toppings that go in it. You could take something out, but you can't add something to it. And I'm like, you don't have to turn the damn cup upside down. I don't eat while swinging from a tree by my feet, so they're like, well, what if you spill it? I'm like, if I drop it, it's going to be going everywhere anyway. It's kind of like the girls that work up there don't know what to do because you told them they don't have to turn something upside down. They get pounded in their head to turn upside down.
Yeah.
It's like, I won't tell.
I got another microphone fan coming to my amp.
Oh my goodness, Josh.
Good dog, you must be with. No, I'm not. But I want the same setup that I have at my house, at my amp house. Otherwise, it'll drive me nuts.
You one of the people that don't handle change well?
Oh, I can't make it go up. I spotted rabbits.
The only thing I won't be putting over there is a second monitor.
Get you a set up your mic and camera and stuff and have it take it portable with you and just get you one. I guess that'd be like, how much more can I take with me somewhere, huh?
You know.
Okay.
You know what Vicky told me today? She hopes we don't win the lottery because she thinks I'd go stupid. I'm like, once I get my land by water somewhere and start building my stuff, I said, I don't want a new boat or nothing like that. I'll get a boat, but I'm not going to get stupid.
If I lived where you live, I would get a well, I don't know what they call them now. We had it was, I guess it's more like a John boat. What do they call them? Trolling boats or?
Which ones? Are you talking about the one that's got the big steering wheel you sit bad, or you want a little one?
It's little. It's just like just a fishing boat. It's not for skiing or
bass boat.
Yeah, something like that.
I like them. I don't like them big, but I like the ones that's got the center console in it. You got a chair you sit at. It almost looks like something you ski with, but you don't. I forget what they call them. I had a Boston Whaler that was set up like that, which I never got rid of.
See, I figured you'd like the tall chairs since you're tall.
I like them, but I don't have to have it. I can sit anywhere. Fit. But they got usually the ones with the center console. It's got a almost like a captain chair like thing you sit at. But the Boston Whaler had that set up, but you couldn't move it. It didn't have swivel on it. It sat on this thing that had a backrest on it. You flip towards the wheel when you get up, and then there was a cooler under the seat that had a live well.
Yeah.
Hey, Rabbit.
Yep, I miss that. That Richland Chambers Lake where they had the bass tournaments.
Yeah.
I loved it there. Been there a few times.
I'm a weird guy too. I don't mind catfishing because it's at night. You can sit and chill, but I love the white perch fish. I don't care nothing about bass fishing. It's fun, I guess, but I don't like bass, and I eat white perch. So, hey, Lily.
Lily.
Hey, Black Watch. Hey, Keno. I didn't see Keno slip in either. There's hot dog sauerkraut in there if you want something. Eat one.
No.
Did you see what Rabbits wrote?
Let's see.
And Ridge Runner Magic Mike is not all it's cut out. Trust me. 8:42.
Baby, you want to roll me some cigarettes, please?
Yeah, I'm doing it. For some reason, I'm not seeing him.
You want me to read it to you?
Let me go to YouTube. I seen what Ridge Runner put. Oh, there it is. Guy limped in the Dairy Queen and ordered a banana split. The attendant began to make it for him. He said, crushed nuts. And the guy said, no, I just had a bad knee.
That's like they didn't know what upside down banana split was. And I had to tell them. And they actually made it for me. All it is a banana split in a cup.
Yeah, you remember the peanut buster parfait they had years and years ago that all it was a giant hot fudge sundae with peanuts all in it. And I wanted it because they made it in a cup. You didn't have to get it in a float or a little bowl. Or
yeah.
Like, I have them make it. And I say, don't put the peanuts in it. And they're like, we can't do that. I'm like, do you have to put them in by hand? Yeah. I'm like, well, don't put them in there and add extra hot fudge. Well, let me see if we can do that. I said, I'll pay for it. Just don't put it in there.
They did not have to put the peanuts in there. Look, how many people are allergic to them?
People get taught.
That's like Christina going to McDonald's.
We didn't hear it.
A dozen chicken nuggets. We don't have a dozen. We got a 4-piece, 6-piece, and a 12-piece. And she's like, a dozen. We don't have a dozen. We got a 4-piece, 6-piece, and a 12-piece. And finally, Christina, she's like, do you even know what a dozen is?
Dozen chicken nuggets, they don't have them. They only have 4, 6, and 12 piece.
Hey, NC Deb.
All right.
Yeah, all these people want $15 an hour, and they don't even know how to make a glass of tea.
Whoa. $1.99 a pound. And yeah, I asked my granddaughter to pick me up a T-bone while she was at the store. They were out. She brings me home a ribeye, 18 something, and I said, "Ooh."
Yeah, all the steaks are the same. I love a ribeye. Ribeye is marbled better. Most of a ribeye, all of them are almost like the tender side of the small part that you get on a T-bone. or porterhouse.
Yeah.
That's why I love a ribeye, and I love a ribeye with a bone in it even better. And most people are like, I don't want a bone in it. Well, cut your bone off. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Lava just popped in my head for some reason.
Kind of stupid, ain't it? To me, the best part of the eating of a steak is where it's close to the bone.
Boys in chat.
To me, there's three kinds of steaks. There's medium, medium rare, and ruined. That's well done.
Yeah.
My dad used to make his that way, and he'd have it. To me, it's all brown all the way through, and to me, it just looked like a big, thick piece of jerky.
Shoe sole or something. Yeah.
Yeah, he said it wasn't, but
That's my grandfather. Bless his heart. He used to barbecue. And so my mother eats burnt meat all the time. It had the black crust all the way around it. Like there was no getting around it. And so my mother was like it also. And when I got married, my husband's father, he knew how to barbecue. And we had a turkey plant like about 35 miles away. And they'd go and get turkey thighs, barbecue them. Oh, that is the best thing I have ever had in my life. And it wasn't burnt.
The State Fair turkey legs, remember them?
Yes. Yeah, they still do that.
Used to love that. I'm like, everybody, I want this. I want a waffle cone with that, and I want a turkey leg. Why you want that? I said, it's not messy. It tastes awesome.
And it's big.
Yep. I don't care about the funnel cake or any of that. All that is French fried pancakes.
Hey, Casey, can I say hi to you? And Casey, that's me. I eat the fat and all. And you have high cholesterol too. Well, they just told me mine's a little high. But they told me that that's the good fat. Is somebody lying to me?
Some is, some ain't. I don't know. They lied for years of telling us eggs were bad for us. And now in the hospital, first thing they give you and they want to get you on real food is eggs, because everybody, they say, should have 3 eggs a day.
Right. Hi, rabbits, and we're going on a road trip.
Is that their house you're looking at, or is that another? Or is that your house? Looks like you're riding in a car all around.
I don't know if he hears us.
I do. I don't think you can hear me.
Can now.
We hear you now.
It's a cemetery, Chuck. The asses are trying to sell me a cemetery, and it's creepy. Look at this.
It's nighttime entertainment. They know you're a night.
There's like 40 freaking bodies out there. They can stuff that. Oh, no one uses it. Somebody mowed this. I didn't mow this.
Is that the place you were looking at? You're talking about the cool house?
It's the place next to it. They're like, oh, I got this great deal. Yeah, I figured out why. I just wanted your guys' opinion. Would you buy a place with a mysteriously well-kept, extremely crowded cemetery?
Okay.
Are you scared of the dark?
I hate you, Chuck.
I'm just asking her, do you think something's going to come out of it? I think we got to worry about it long past.
Honestly, I'm more worried about the weirdos around here that do weird things around weird places. There's some weirdos out here. There's no lights, as you could tell. That was my bright, by the way. There's no street lights out here. There's nothing out here. We need Carl to come out here and get the Sasquatch.
You know
That's
what?
where you put Carl's trailer. That way he can be the caretaker and he can fight all the zombies off.
There's a creepy, like, messed up church next to it, too. I really hope. You know what? Never mind. I just.
Isn't that the land you said they're almost giving away?
Yeah, it's cheap. Now I get it. It's poltergeist. That's why it's cheap. They should have figured that out.
I'm not afraid of ghosts, but
I'm afraid of crackheads, and they're attracted to cemetery.
You're afraid of somebody stealing your light bulbs when you're not there.
You know what? I hate you. Sorry. Go ahead, Bonnie.
it would make me think of the poltergeist thing.
Thank you.
You bunch of chicken shit.
You're damn right. You didn't see that stuff.
Next door to a graveyard.
Maybe I live in front of a graveyard.
Well, I'm talking about the yard's connected to it. He said he can walk over and touch the tombstone.
Yeah, it's like in the property, and they're like, "Don't worry, it carries over." I don't want it. I don't want.
Oh, they ain't gonna hurt you. They're just sleeping.
Okay, well, let's put it this way. All superstition aside, it's like maybe 2 acres, and I would say at least 1.6 of it is dead bodies. What the hell am I going to do with it?
My cousins in Illinois, they had a cemetery in front of their house and one right behind their house.
So you could actually have real haunted ghost walks and stuff for Halloween. You could just you could have concession stands on the part that don't have tombstones, and the rest of it just have people going, jumping out and grabbing people.
Yeah, that's a good way to get effed up. I get shot out there. People, everybody carries.
Finding Keno said they'd be dying to live there.
What? You know what? That's as bad as my Dairy Queen joke.
Yeah, your Dairy Queen joke was a little corny.
Whatever.
Yeah, I heard it a little different. You said it nicer than the version I heard it.
I'm sure, Chuck. I have 0 doubt.
Goes in there, orders this banana split. She goes, "You want crushed nuts?" And the little boy looks at her and says, "You want your titty punched?"
Oh, hell no.
That's the way I heard it.
Oh my goodness.
So, you know what? I'm going to stop driving. There's an abandoned gas station for sale, too. Maybe I should drive by that.
Yeah, I have it too.
Yeah, you're over there close to Appalachia. You might want to look around, or Appalachia. You look for them black eye kids.
I don't know. I'm next to that Okie swamp people thing. Let's see what's over this way. I don't know where I'm at, so if I get cut off, nothing but love.
Just
wanted to show you the headstones, and I don't think you saw them very. I probably shouldn't have drove my car on it, but whatever. I didn't hit anything.
Drive on the damn things. What's wrong with you?
It's all cool.
The lady wants to live there and eating shit around them.
It's all cool until you hear a baby crying and can't find a baby.
You know what? Here we go. Here we go.
Well, at
all
least
more reasons not to buy it.
At least the car didn't sink.
What?
You better bless the car when you get out. They might be hanging onto the back of it.
The hell? We got a random park with a tennis court in the middle of nowhere.
That's so zombies exercise. They got to have their cardio.
Where's he at?
I don't know where the hell I'm at. I'm getting away from it. I'll tell you that.
What state?
What state?
Yeah.
Is that still Georgia?
Yeah, this is still Georgia.
You'll be
Don't
all
say
right.
it like that, Bonnie.
Do what?
Everybody says it like that. Georgia. It must be. I mean, that's awful. Where's Watt Life? Back me on this one. It's not that bad.
Georgia.
I hate when you know what.
Georgia, spelled Jawga.
I think there's street lights out here. What the hell is all this crap? Not And I don't think Camel would want to live in a graveyard anyway. Actually, he just popped on. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure no. Although we got a nice house with a Humvee, what sense does that make?
Those are the best neighbors you're ever going to find, Rabbit.
Right. Dead folk?
Yeah, what bother Camo trains badgers.
Yeah, that's what we need. Moles and stuff in a graveyard. Who knows what they'll dig up? No, no, and no.
Rabbit, who's that in the back seat?
Nobody.
Look, Leslie. No, Lisa.
I'm not playing that game with you.
My dumb ass is looking up trying to see if he's showing the camera in the back.
No, Bonnie's, and I'm sorry, Bonnie, I interrupted. Please continue.
It's okay. I was just going to say Leisha's from Georgia. And is the whole town for sale at the gas station?
I'm starting to think that way. The gas station's not that bad. It obviously hasn't been used in a while. Oh, look, another church. There's like one every 20 feet.
Hey, you buy the cemetery, they
Hi,
give you a
Wolverine.
gift.
Hey, Lily. Hey, Leah.
Hi, Carl.
Oh, hell no.
Ronna.
Well, I saw
Hi,
Chad,
Wolverine.
so it's not
What's up, Boris?
too deserted.
Well, no, I'm starting to get towards life now. I mean,
Well, that's only 5 minutes out.
yeah, but I didn't show you the road leading in. Trust me. Oh, look.
It's
Big
like,
truck. Yay.
Sorry about
And one behind me is pissed. I must be going like 30 miles an hour on the highway. Someone's going to kill me.
You know,
If them zombies got a tennis court, they might be able to run fast.
That's a damn part. That shit's probably for sale too. What isn't for sale these days, huh?
Yeah. Shady Acres Cemetery and tennis court.
You know what? That's 2023 for you. The camera doesn't do it justice, but it's like there's these really nice big houses and then nothing.
So what are you doing out there with a gun? Deer hunting in a cemetery.
Oh, hell.
you can get a good nap in a cemetery. Everybody leave you alone.
Yep. Except the tweakers or the meth labs. I'm not worried about the ghosts of the people resting there. It just seems to attract trouble. Cemeteries, telling you.
All you need is a Bigfoot suit to scare them off.
You say that.
Just start.
That's a good way to get shot.
No, I live that. I don't just say it. I live that.
Or start moaning. No, run.
Carl chases him off with him wearing a guile suit, ghillie suit.
It doesn't even take that most of the time, Chuck. People are really skittish in the woods at night.
That's true.
I don't get scared, but by the time I get in a deer stand, I'm like, damn, I got to go to the bathroom.
That sucks.
It don't matter if you did everything you could for 3 hours before you left.
Drink apple juice for like a week before you go hunting. Then you can pee all over the tree and it'll help you out.
I think y'all missed the part about crackheads that carry.
Ain't no one paying attention to that, Bonnie. They're pretending that it ain't real. They're like, who cares about crackheads? There was a lot of graffiti and it wasn't English.
Yeah. Oh. Well, we didn't bust them there. Can't blame us for that one.
Right? That's okay. Someone else did, I'm sure. Us in Florida are getting some good hits.
So, rabbits, if that cemetery bothers you, it makes me wonder if you've gone into the old legends about the Okefenokee Swamp.
That whole damn swamp's a cemetery. There's no headstones.
Oh, there's headstones. You just can't see them.
Yeah, it's not that far from that place, actually. Probably 30 minutes out.
You ever see the old movie with Burt Reynolds from the 70s called Gator?
Yeah. No. What? The only Gator movie I saw was the one with... No.
The movie starts off with the sheriff taking a couple of guys out in the rowboat and blasting holes in their rowboat while they're tied to it.
None of this sounds fun. What the hell, man? Why would the sheriff
It's
do
a good
that?
Burt Reynolds movie. It's my favorite.
Oh, if
Between
it's
that
Burt
and White
Reynolds.
Lightning, those are good movies.
Gator.
Yeah.
Burt Reynolds is king. All right, that's cool. I gotta check it out. Gator.
Can you
Yep.
squeal like a pig?
That
Hell?
sounds really familiar. I must have
That's
seen
that's not Gator. That's Deliverance, though. But
Oh,
I
okay.
still like.
So wait. Deliverance sounds familiar to Bonnie. That's the one she remembers.
Yeah, because it's got young Joe Biden playing a banjo on a porch.
Not hearing this.
We have banjos here.
I don't know about that, Tennessee, but I do know a little about succubus.
Is that bad public transportation?
Yeah.
Yep. Succubus.
That sounds like a bus you paid $50 to get on and it only lasts 2 blocks.
Damn, I thought he was talking
Whoa.
Oh, wow, Benjamin. His parents are buried 100 feet away from Al Capone.
That would be cool if ghosts, if you could see them, and go over and watch Al Capone.
Right?
They'd probably be playing cards.
Go over and break his spiritual legs. He still owes me.
Okay, things are looking up, Chuck. They got a drive-through liquor store.
There you go.
Nope, can't do it. Last thing I want to do is be intoxicated. Nope, not happening.
They don't want the zombies coming inside, so they got a window out there for them.
Oh, there's zombies.
Black Lord's gonna go play Frogger.
It's in the middle of nowhere, and there's still people walking up and down the highway. I'm like, where could you possibly be going at 10 o'clock at night?
Not what would you do for a Klondike, what would you do for a Budweiser, huh?
Oh.
I don't know. I guess, by the way, driving over people ain't much of a big deal, I guess, because that cemetery I redid from the 1800s, 7 of those graves are under a major highway called M15.
Oh, you're good then. Maybe there's a time limit, right, where they don't care anymore.
It's not a very long time. All those guys that were in that were 16 family plots, 42 people. All of them, they named the original roads to Ortonville, Michigan after. And they'd forgot them already. The graves were from 1839 all the way up to, I think, 1880. And they already forgot about it.
The kids nowadays don't even know what 9/11 was about. The fake or the real.
Well, I'm telling you, ghosts don't forget. Because when I was married and we built our house, for 15 years that I lived there, I heard somebody walking in the kitchen all the time when I was there, totally alone. So I come out there, armed and ready, to sneak to the kitchen. Nothing's there. And every person in that house heard it at one time or another. And I'm thinking that it was built on not a good place.
That's like everybody in my house seen a little girl in it and still deny they seen a ghost. They said it was my daughter.
I remember seeing that. That was way back. And I'm just hollering, Mandy, get your butt in the bed.
I was like, Mandy's in the bed. She didn't bother
My
me.
understanding is the harder you try to see a ghost, the less chance you're going to see it. Because I spent my whole life trying to see a ghost, and I have never seen one. And I've been to some places.
She's going to Camo some new hobbies.
Carl, you need to come visit. You'll see a ghost.
Yep.
They won't show themselves to me, Bonnie. I mean,
I got to
I've been in haunted houses. There's a place you could look up online called Dunn's Tomb. It was just down the road from where I grew up. And I used to spend the night in that cemetery because so many people said it was haunted. I had never seen nothing. Maybe I'm dead.
Hey, Ronan.
Maybe I am.
Haven't seen you in a
That's
while.
messed up, Camo.
This restaurant I worked at was so haunted. I wanted ghost hunters to come so bad.
Ghost
And-
hunter.
Yes, because there was no doubt. Even so much so that one of the waitresses, these people came in and went to be seated, and a lady in the red dress went straight to the restroom. So she went over there to the two gentlemen and she said, can I take your order for drinks? And they each ordered their drinks, and she said, what about the lady? And they're like, what lady? And she said, the one in the red dress that came in with you. And they said, we didn't see a lady. She went and checked the restroom, everywhere, nothing.
Woo, woo.
Mm-hmm. We'd have doors slamming that were locked with a deadbolt and a doorknob lock. We even waitresses that didn't know anything about the ghosts there would see them in there cooking while they were waiting for it to open at 6 so they could come in and work. And she described one of my friends that had drowned to a T, and he was a cook there, like he was jamming out to the music, just like you, Carl. Got to have that heavy metal going, or Skinner, or all those. Turn the Page was his favorite.
Skinner's heavy metal.
Well, whatever. No. And but she described him completely. The long hair, the everything. Every detail about him. And he had been dead for like 10 years already.
So if I was to lead you to an abandoned 1800s mental institution, we went down into the boiler rooms and passed through the tunnels and found the mortuary. You wouldn't go inside one of the little freezers for the bodies.
No.
Lay on a bed inside there, closed door and everything.
No.
It was kind of fun.
Freezer and closes the door.
I laid in one of them drawers.
And we all will again.
Spent a couple nights in a coffin too. Real.
Please.
See, and that's what you have to worry about, rabbits, right there.
No
Sacrifice.
shit. Yeah, Camo just made the case why not buy the place. Imagine 8 different camos with different backgrounds showing up trying to sleep there. No.
No, I'm talking about Casey, about the sacrifices.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah. And
Oh, and this is definitely a
I
deal
got a
breaker.
story.
Eight?
I got a story. All right, there's this little organization they call the JCs. I don't know nothing about them since. This is back in right around 81, I think it was. And the JCs came to Lake Orion, Michigan, and they were going to do a haunted house for Halloween. And there was a house, a big one, right behind a car wash, right near downtown. Well, I mean big. It was like a 3-story house. And we spent 2 weeks converting it into a haunted house because they were going to tear it down. The city was going to tear this house down anyways. So we go in and we turn the whole basement into a giant maze, built walls, and you come in through the back of the basement to enter the haunted house, and you'd come through the basement and up the first staircase into the room that I was in, and then it would go into all different kinds of rooms. And we had one room where we had guys in football gear with the shoulder pads and helmets. They were laying under the carpet that we would spread the carpet over top of them so that the people had to walk over the floor that moved. And we did all kinds of neat little tricks. But my post was, they dressed me up, pretty good, like Dracula. I mean, real nice prosthetic teeth and the whole 9 yards. And I laid in this coffin, in this room that when they first came out of the basement maze, they had to go all the way around me around the coffin, and I would just lay there super still. And people would go, "Oh, look, there's a dummy in there," and they would go to, and I would let them get all the way around to the foot of the coffin before I'd move, and then they'd go running out of the other room. Well, this one big guy, like the Chuck-sized guy, come up that staircase, and he touched me right when he got close to right before he started to go around the coffin, and that's when I sat up and I said, "Grieve me," and that monster of a man ran straight through a wall. And I'm not even kidding. He went right through a wall.
I can picture that.
The cool part about that was all the kids that seen it. In the early morning, while all the kids were at school, they tore that house down the day after Halloween. So all of a sudden, it was just a flat lot. I can just imagine all the kids that went, "Hey, where's that house? I know it was there."
Yep.
I don't want to.
I had a 3-story house that was haunted. The third floor was the one you didn't want to go in.
I do want to go in because I've been trying to see something for years, dang it. It won't show me. It's not that I don't believe in it. It's just that I want to see it too much. What's up, Harvest?
Well, it was, there's no telling how old that house is. I know that my in-laws told me they used to go there in the 50s to watch movies. And the projector was still there when I lived there. I rented it. And in the back, there were these cement benches and a projector. And I was like, what's up with this? And the back of it didn't have any windows. And so they would show movies on the back of that house. But I was on the bottom floor with the restroom. And the stairs came down in my room, and I saw this lady come down the stairs, long white dress, gold medallion necklace, brown hair, every detail. And so I told my best friend, and like years later, her daughter was best friends with the girl that moved in there at that time, years later. And she was in there, and she was just drawing, and she drew exactly what I saw. And my friend called me up and she said, "You need to get over here now." Went over there and I saw that drawing and I said, "So you've seen her too."
The best video surveillance of a ghost I've ever seen was a castle in England where it shows this entity shout and close doors behind it.
Right, buddy.
Thank you.
I would not, okay, I'm not scared of ghosts, but I would not go in a mental institution because those are crazy ghosts.
I've been into 4 of them, 4 abandoned different ones.
No.
My sister took a picture of her kid right after her husband's funeral, and he was in the picture. Her dead husband was in the picture.
Oh, I've done that. The Whitty Museum in San Antonio, we went on a field trip when the girls were in school. And I was taking pictures of them. And when I developed them, it was back when it was developing. And there were, you could see the ghosts above them, like white, not round. They were, it was there. I know.
You guys heard about that hotel and stuff in Jefferson, Texas? That
Yeah, they got a haunted hotel over there.
all they had.
Excuse me.
They Chuck's got a bunch of pictures of ghosts from that.
I had that camera got ruined. Remember?
It's on my Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a little stubborn. If something ever came up in the dark and whispered in my ear and said, "Get out," I'd say no.
Oh, have one growl in your face and wake you up.
I growl back.
I tried. It didn't intimidate him.
Ghost of HRC walking up to you smiling.
Now it might literally scare me. I got to give you that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, my one little girl goes, she used to hide shit from me. I'd be mopping the floor or whatever, and turn around, and when I was younger, I used to get on my hands and knees and wash the floor. But she used to take my rags and stuff and hide them. I'd be looking all over the kitchen for them, and I'm like, all right, put it back. 5 minutes later, it'd be sitting right where I left it.
She used to tell me all that stuff back then. I'm like, okay, yeah, my old lady's got a pipe.
I got what?
A pipe. You've been hitting the pipe.
Oh. Yeah, but everybody in the house seen her, so I knew she was real.
This ghost keeps hiding the dish rags in my brother's room in weird places.
Wyatt wouldn't sleep in his room because she was in there with him all the time. She was like 9 years old.
Why does it sound like an emergency broadcast system?
Yes,
Just activated?
It's an Amber
Chuck
Alert.
Silver alert. They got.
Did you get it too?
Yes, actually.
Suspect is 29-year-old white male. Zach Smith.
I didn't hear a word of any of that.
It cut out. Bonnie hit up.
I'm sorry. No.
It ain't your fault. It's something going on with the internet, kind of like Carl goes through it. Or it's them punishing me because we're having fun.
Yeah, we got like, what, 4 phones going off in this room at once?
Well, when did I do that? When luckily because all of our phones just went off and was in here with me.
You got a ghost in the machine.
My friend, she's in number 13. And she thought, don't bother me, don't bother me. Well, it started bothering her when her kitchen dishes started flying out the cabinet at her.
Damn, I got enough hot dogs and sauerkraut to feed an army. I didn't realize I made 24 hot dogs with that giant thing of sauerkraut.
What? Wait. You didn't know you were making 24 hot dogs?
I didn't pay attention when I got it. I figured Andrew, because Andrew usually eats hot dogs and he'll pick them out of there and grab them. And then I go in there when I'm doing it, and he's making pigs in a blanket with hot dogs. He had pulled other hot dogs out, so 5-pack of hot dogs got done. 3 of them in sauerkraut and 2 of them in make pigs in a blanket. This ain't taco.
Giants eat a lot.
Huh?
Giants eat a lot. We know that.
Hell, I just ate 2 of them. I had more sauerkraut than hot dog, but
I saw once where Andre the Giant was given a ride. He had to ride, and the driver asked him what he wanted. He says, 2 cases of beer. So the guy got him 2 cases of beer, thinking that, well, that was for, all night long. He drove 2 hours, and when he got to the show that they were going to, all them beers were gone. He drank 48 cans of beer in less than 2 hours' time on the road.
Jesus.
He wasn't drunk.
I could drink a half a beer and be drunk. But give me a bottle of rum, and I can drink that shit all night long and still walk a straight line.
Ooh, that Birdie's 151 dark. Ooh, doggy, that'll get you.
I like the spiced rum. Captain Morgan. I don't drink no more, so.
A freaking beer can looked like a shot glass in Andre's hand.
Y'all have a good night.
You don't work too hard, let them pay you for it.
Bye, Wyatt. Love you.
Sorry about that. I was taking care of business.
I'm digging the True Social post-harvest.
My work is trying to raise money by selling calendars for $5.
You a hot dog eater, Rabbit?
Yeah.
I mean, like with sauerkraut stuff. What you laugh?
I love to fry them in butter. And then when I'm done frying them in butter, I put them on bread and I put cheese on them.
Did you notice the Rabbit's laugh sounded just like that little intro you play?
Yeah. I was just wondering if he's a sauerkraut eater.
I love sauerkraut too. I'll eat anything that don't eat me.
That's the way I am.
No matter what, if it eat me, I'm not eating it.
Hey, Ronan. Can't see you in a minute.
The only thing I won't eat is Brussels sprout and cauliflower.
I ate all that too. I just got over not eating beets. I started eating them, so I figured one day I might appreciate a can of beets.
I won't eat spinach either.
Yeah,
the
Obama.
beet thing's working out.
Yeah, I was meaning edible hot dogs, not the ones up in them.
I'm just tracking, but just out the blue. Hey, you like hot dogs and stuff, right, man? I mean, just it was a distinct quiet pause while I'm trying to park, and all I hear is Chuck. Rabbit, you like hot dogs, right? I'm just all right, man. Little random, but all
My
right.
mom used to get pissed off. I'd make sauerkraut and I'd pick all the kielbasa out, eat all that, leave the kraut.
I always liked it, I guess, but I got to have mustard and onions with it.
I can eat the stuff, I just ain't fond of it. Same thing with the beets, though. It's like the best way to prepare those is throw them in the garbage.
Yeah, rabbits can tell you 100 different ways. Beets will get you drunk.
Three distinct ways. 3 ways, and none of them are good.
Seems like it worked pretty effective.
Yeah, I still got to figure out who I asked to marry me that night.
What does it taste like? Does the liquor taste like beets still?
I don't know. I added some weird green shit apple soda to it. It was a mistake. The whole thing was a mistake.
If
you haven't really lived until you made a mistake.
If you did it for the buzz, it wasn't a mistake.
Wake up outside
Last
in front
time
of
I got drunk was about 5 or 6 years ago on a Christmas night. And I had a couple of bottles of whiskey, 2 fists of whiskey, and I thought that was enough. And I drank for like 6, 7 hours, and I run out of whiskey. And normally, if I was sober, I know better not to start on something else. But I drank a fist of rum after those 2 fists of whiskey, and then I had a hangover for a week.
Yeah, I got that way from vodka. I drank so much. I tried to drink it like I did Jack Daniels and had a hangover for a week. And if I'd have went to the doctor and he said I got 3 hours to live, I'd have believed him as bad as I felt.
Yeah, me too. That was like, yeah. I was wondering if Jack was going to be better. That drunk's coming. I can just see. I'm going to be buying some bottles of whiskey. This time I'm going to get 3 fists, so be smart about it.
Yeah, I had 2 bottles of Maker's Mark in there up till about a year ago. I let the boys drink it over the holidays. I didn't even want it anymore. I'd make a mixed drink, take 2 sips out of it. Here, you want this?
But Echo, them hot flashes come in handy this time of year. You can like melt the ice off the deck and everything. Just go sit out there for a while.
What is the temperature where you're at?
Well, it's kind of warm right now. All the snow is gone. It's been raining for a couple days. Everything's wet. So it ain't right. Michigan ain't supposed to be like this in January. That's for sure.
It's 48 degrees where I'm at. I'm at 50.
I know it got up to 46 here yesterday. I don't know what it did today.
No, I live in the Mobile, so.
Last time I drank was New Year's Eve. I drank 2 big mouthfuls of Jägermeister.
I don't like black liquor. I mean, I drink it. I had a buddy of mine used to, come on, you pussy, drink it, come on. You know, that was the way he was.
Hell, I used to drink growing up, drink Mad Dog 2020 mixed with, not the stuff, it was with Jose Cuervo, Dog 2020, we called them pit bulls.
Yeah, Mad Dog and Boone's Farm, oh boy.
Get a half-gallon pitcher and pour a 1/5 of Mad Dog in it and a 1/5 of tequila and throw ice in it.
That just sounds awful. It just sounds awful.
It worked on you. Make you want to fight trees and shit.
You know, it makes me hungry, man. I used to, when I was younger, if I drank tequila, I can eat like a horse, man. There's a place in Pontiac called the Rocket, and they got something they call Monster Burger, and it's a hamburger about the size of a dinner plate, cut into 4, bigger than any burger you can get anywhere. Each quarter is big, but if you can eat the whole meal, the fries, the whole burger, and the Coke, you get your name on the wall. Well, my name's on the wall because of tequila. I don't know what it was, but tequila made me be able to eat and eat and.
Yep. Ridge Runner did you see Ridge Runner Rabbit?
Unfortunately, no. I can't see chat. I'm having a hard enough time trying to figure out where this person is trying to wave me over to a dumpster and tell me they're going to tell me a ghost story. Little distracted.
It's an estate sale. He said, Rabbit gets woken up.
Go check that dumpster out.
He says, Rabbit gets woken up from a sound sleep and hears HRC whisper in his ear, Bill's gone, now take Mama to Hillary to paradise.
All I'm hearing is strong advocacy for being a homosexual.
You like hot dogs now?
There we go. You know what? Gonna remute, and I'm not going near the dumpster, Camo. Nothing good happens around dumpsters.
All you gotta do is act crazier than the other guy, Rabbits, and you'll be all right.
I'm loving this logic.
Yeah, guys, I'm gonna take off. I'll see everybody later.
We'll see you later, bud.
You good?
Good night, boy.
Good night. Cool,
Walk over and slide the dumpster door open and just lick the ridge of it and look at him and smile. Say, yep, that's a new one.
So all of these are fascinating. Or you could just stay away from the dumpster. How about that?
Yeah.
I don't know. Curiosity, it's a strong thing with me. I'd have to know now.
Meet me by the dumpster. How about that?
No, because
you guys got problems.
We had a dumpster on fire, and so when the fire department went to put it out, we found 2 hands and 2 feet.
Oh, hell no.
Interrupted somebody.
Oh, hell, I could tell a story now. They're all dead. I got a story I could tell about a dumpster. because everybody involved is dead now. But when I was a kid, like,
I'm not
you know,
kidding
I
now.
was like maybe 14 years old when we did this. We decided to make a pipe bomb. All right, so me and some other buddies, and we thought, well, it'd be fun to put it in the dumpster and, you know, get some attention there in town. What we didn't realize is it was going to blow the dumpster lids 50 feet in the air and like bubble the whole dumpster out. All right. They never found out who did it, thank God. But man, that was one heck of a fire.
You weren't standing anywhere close, were you? Because those lids.
Oh no, we were sitting back in the bush waiting for all the cops and fire department to show up.
I got a question for everybody. Maybe this will change the subject a little bit, but what's everybody think about this forever chemicals and talking about it affecting the fish, and people shouldn't eat fish out of fresh water because if you eat it once a year, it's like you eat 4 times the amount of forever chemicals that are induced into something else. I want a crock of shit to try to keep everybody not to eat things.
Or
I think we're all in big trouble. That's what I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they've been spraying us a while, and we're kind of like, whoever can hear my voice and interact with me, we're immune. We can until they break out a new chemical. It's like when you spray a home.
I just watched a video on True Social showing all the fake foods they're giving us. It'll, you know, for instance, they held up a piece of real cheese compared to the fake cheese, and they held a flame to it. The fake cheese turned black and wouldn't melt. The real cheese melts away. You know, it had the fake rice. There's a lot of fake stuff they've been feeding us for a while.
Here's to the powers that be.
Fuck 'em. And that's what I said when I read that. Well, I'm sure my cigarettes that I smoke have 100,000 chemicals in them, so I must be immune.
So I can hear the vanilla wafers, just so you know.
It's not vanilla wafers. Dang it.
Get yourself a rolling set and start rolling your own. Get some 100% pure tobacco. Those cigarettes that they sell in the store, I can't smoke those. I can taste the chemicals in them.
Damn.
I got a little information for all them out there that are listening. Tell all your buddies that are politicians they better get them boxes out of their garage with all that paperwork in it. Somebody's coming for y'all.
You know, the more that story adds to the info, you know, now apparently they let his lawyers in there to sort through the stuff before anybody could examine it. What's up with that? There's some kind of sham going on there, man.
Yeah.
Where did she go?
Who?
There was this crazy lady wearing pajamas and slippers. Apparently nobody wears shoes anymore.
She probably went in and locked the door and laid down.
Nah, it's by the dumpster in the middle of nowhere. I got it on the...
Dang it, Rabbit, you weren't supposed to see me.
Oh, whatever. Listen to this.
She might be changing clothes. She might be changing clothes because she's got company.
I don't know, man, but if these are women of ill repute, it's scary. Like, what the hell? I thought they were supposed to be fascinating and tantalizing. This just frightens me.
Well, if she comes out there and starts doing Michael Jackson's Thriller in front of you, then you know something's up.
Then again, who goes looking for a date by a dipsy dunks? What does that say about the person?
Well, and if you're out in the boonies, I'm sorry I'm saying this, but I've just seen it around here.
Don't really think those are a date.
There's a car prowling around the parking lots with a camera at 10 a.m. Who's the weirdo, me or them? My goodness.
That's a good job there, baby.
Yeah, I know bottom feeding catfish and other fish that feed off the bottoms are loaded with mercury. Me and Schiff were talking about that earlier, but this forever chemicals, I'd figure if it got into the rain and rain hit the ground and it went to the ground should filter that shit out. It's like, I know it's called forever, but
I got the same reading you did, that it doesn't matter. It's in us. We either live with it or we don't.
I imagine we breathe as much as be in the water. So
yeah,
what they say, you eat a credit card worth of microplastics a year, some weird.
Yeah,
I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist or nothing, but I think life is killing us.
Uh-oh. That goes right back to your last question. There just might be a double standard in this world. Oh yeah, that's happening.
No, when you're saying the truth, that's not a conspiracy theory. That's truth spokesman.
Truth spokesman. You check social media, it's called anarchist and interrogator and instigator of violence. You, sir, are a threat to the state.
Yes, I am.
I'm going to have to call the Ministry of Truth and let them know that we have a social disruption incident on the Chuck's Views channel. And they're just going to have to edit out that graveyard stuff.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to be like, that was my uncle you drove over.
Graveyard. I know where this graveyard from this mental hospital for 1800. There's literally hundreds of little square marble numbered markers in the middle of nowhere. That's all that's left of the cemetery. It's all grown up, but every few feet you walk, you find another one of little marble squares. There's hundreds of people buried in there with no name. Nobody even knows who they are or how they died.
That's horrible.
That sounds like Detroit.
It's north of Detroit, 55 miles north.
I was making fun of the city, but yeah. And who the hell goes? That's what you do, Camo. I want to know what Chet thinks. Who randomly goes to insane asylums, fishing out cemeteries? I mean, come on, Camo. I know my dumpster thing was bad, but you got it beat. And
it was the tunnel.
You know we're eating poison,
it was
right?
the tunnels that interested me, Rabbits. They all had tunnels linking all the buildings. And even if they tore the building down, the tunnels would still remain.
And which goes back to probably not common knowledge. Who squirrels around and finds out there's tunnels in the insane asylum? Camo, you're not making the case here.
Hell, there's tunnels in Waco.
Oh, no. We're not going to that. We're not going to the human barbecue theories.
Yeah.
I've been over a mile deep into the earth's crust, into gravel pit tunnels in Oxford, Michigan. When I was a kid, there was over 30 of them. Most of them are capped out now. But I've been down in tunnels. I've been down in tunnels that are from the 1800s that you literally have to go underwater to get to the other side. I've come up the other side and had rats using me as a flotation device when I come up out of the water and disturb them.
So back to the original question of why and how'd your air supply hold up? What the hell, Camo?
There's a story right there about the air supply. One time, a buddy of mine got a hold of he took a fire extinguisher out of the old abandoned school, and we went down in one of those tunnels, and we got all the way to the very end of the tunnel, and he set that sucker off, and our air was immediately gone, just like that. The air was gone. We were on our way out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's like halon. Halon disperses oxygen too.
Well, I like cemeteries. When I go down to the coast, I go to the cemeteries down there because you're going to see captains, sea captains, and sailors, and they're like ancient old, like they're.
I dig it too, Bobby. I get that.
Really,
hey, FSB.
Pedestal
What's up, son?
Markers. They're decaying and everything. And then when I lived out on that ranch, when I was walking all over it, and there was this ancient old cemetery, and I went in there, and all the tombstones are in German, but you could see the dates so you'd know their age. And it's just cool to me. It's like history.
It is history. That's what I was talking about, that cemetery that I helped rebuild from the 1800s. All them stones, some of them were broken. People are assholes. And there'd be thin, tall marble headstones with ornate carvings, maybe even portraits carved into marble and stuff. But we had to cement them all back together to repair them and stuff. The state maintains them now, but a lot of people go in with paper and they'll rub a pencil over the engravings, and it's like a hobby for people.
Yeah.
Stenciling.
Never thought about doing that. That would have been cool.
I'm afraid to say anything.
In the middle of nowhere. When we redid that cemetery in Ortonville, like I said, I used a tent pole with a metal spike on it, and I found 42 graves. I found them in the stones, replaced them. Then we went to the county records in the city hall, and they had a little X for where everybody was buried. We redid in the middle of redoing the cemetery, me and my supervisor saw this X way off towards town. We're like, why is there an X, half a mile away from here? So we went and got permission, and we were walking through people's backyards and everything, trying to find this X on the map. When we found it, it's a tombstone that had been grown into the tree that was still there, but on the tombstone it said, born the same day, died the same day. It was a little boy buried with a puppy. They were both, and it had a portrait of those two on that stone, and it's in somebody's backyard.
That's wild.
Back in the day, you could do that.
Troll train.
Train.
That's a good idea, Tennessee Roadrunner.
I talked to him, man. I mean, especially that one I'm talking about. I feel like I did them a service by what I did to that place, because it was scattered. It had been left alone for over 75 years, and people just forgot it was there. Now it's a nice lawn kept, like that one. He would just, everything's maintained. They got a nice fence around it now and all. But I feel, like I did a service more than I invaded it,
Makes sense.
What were you afraid to say a minute ago, Rabbit?
Anything. Because every time I say something, Camel can relate it to graveyards. We could be talking about flipping ice cream cones right now, and you guys are going to spin it back to graveyards.
Oh, that reminds me of a story. No.
Tried to go that way, try to get off of it, talking about the forever chemicals, and I guess it went to death, so that means graveyards, and we're right back there again.
Did you know that our bodies produce a chemical that can be found nowhere else on Earth, and when you die, it goes into the soil and never dissipates, it never goes away? It's a poison, toxic.
Yeah, but what's it called? Cadavercite? I mean, that's just weird.
It can't be found anywhere else on Earth, I read.
Hey, Andy. Anti, whichever.
I am, yeah. Yeah.
So, Andy.
Yeah, they had an old cemetery over here in Shreveport years ago, and we were teenagers. I remember young, they had a flood that come through one time, and a lot of the old part of the graveyard was right along this creek bed like thing, but it was about a 15-foot drop to where that creek, because it eroded so much. And when the flood came, it sunk the banks in along the creek and exposed like 100 caskets. And next thing you know, they're arresting people over there getting rings off of corpses and stuff, shit from the 17 and 1800s.
Remember?
Yeah, wasn't that in Louisiana where all the coffins started popping up?
Yes.
Yep. That was over in Shreveport.
Now he's coming to your house.
Damn, it's like they could come through the damn yard.
Well, that woman I'm in love with. No, she's got to go.
He must be doing like 5.
That one came from
Memphis. Train.
I fell asleep with the window open last night and woke up to, I didn't hear the train whistle and all that going. I was late. Next thing I woke up here. And I was like, what the hell? I thought it was a tornado. I jumped over. I had to sleep on the couch. I looked out the window.
Closer to the mic.
And he's like, what's the matter? What'd I do? I'm like, no, you hear that? And I like, I woke me up. I thought it was a tornado or something.
Ronan, very true.
I've seen where the rivers erode the embankments and start exposing the graves of the past. This body start falling by pieces into the river.
Damn it. Graves. No happy thoughts. Forever chemicals. My goodness.
Well, you know, I kind of had a negative attitude from the moment I woke up today. All this news and no one's getting accountability. There's no justice in this world.
Well, I mean, but that's not a news flash. Read a history book. You know the deal.
No, it's just that sometimes it just kind of overwhelms you, you know?
I feel you. Why do you think I even looked at that property? Of course, the gravestones were a turn off, but I was like, yeah, I feel you. Everything seems to be a mess. You might as well do something outside the box. Live a little.
You get to reach the property, man. I think you have an instant community out of some people around here.
A bunch of people. Okay, I love this community. You guys are awesome. Chat's awesome. Panel's amazing. Who the hell wants to move out to a graveyard? I mean, no. Even if you said yes, that frightens me more.
You have to have cable so we can watch the murder porn all the time. Though.
There we go. All right, hold up. I got this tow truck that wants to run me off the road. Sorry, I'm gonna mute. Go ahead, Chuck. Go ahead, Camo. I know you got a story for that. Tow truck tries to cream you. There he is, asshole. Speed limit, you jerk. Oh, I'm not muted.
You did not see tandem gravel truck passing around the bend.
What's the thing that chased him around in that old truck that come around every so many years? All the kids were freaked out about it in the late 90s.
You talking about Jeepers Creepers?
Yeah.
A lot of people say my truck reminds them of that movie.
Yeah, that'd be messed up if Rabbit seen a Jeeper Creeper mobile out there on his ass, but I know what he's got with him, so that.
No, he's just having road rage.
That's not entirely possible. Yeah, probably.
You know, it's hard to have road rage in Vicky's little Toyota Corolla. When they piss me off, would cut me off, and I'm screaming, and I hit the horn, and it's going meep meep.
It goes bleep. Bleep.
Yeah, I tell her I'm gonna buy her one of them train horns to put on it.
Oh, and that's now these people aren't even trying anymore. Now there's a house with a family graveyard next to it. Hey, what is this? I don't know.
Dated a gal for a minute. She lived in a cemetery. Their house was built before the cemetery expanded around them, so it was pretty much, they had hundreds of dead people in their yard.
You got to have children of the corn someplace.
My reception is bad. I thought you said you dated a girl because she lived next to a cemetery, not you dated a girl who happened to live next to a cemetery. Help me out here, Camo.
I'm just going to let that lie.
Rabbits. George said your future business will be selling plots.
Yeah, you could sell. You could start the new plan with the Obama fiberglass container thing where you put everything.
5 to a hole. That's awful.
You know, I've heard that in England and some places in Europe, they bury the dead standing straight up because they have so little space.
Oh my goodness.
Well, when Soylent Green
They do
kicks
it
in,
around
they
here
won't have.
because they're shite.
Oh no, cremation's starting to sound better and better, I think.
The only thing bad about that would be the oops, I woke up in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't want to be cremated. I want to rot in the ground. I want to feed the dirt. That's what I want to do.
Piece of dirty. Let's go back to the ice cream conversation.
Right?
How many?
Who
Who out,
talking about who's got the most nitrate?
who out there had
What was that,
tacos?
Chuck?
Who had tacos for Tuesday?
Nobody. You had 24 hot dogs that you didn't know you cooked, which is still really weird, by the way.
I'm just saying I didn't realize I made that much. I figured somebody would get into it, and there's only 2 out of it, and that's the ones I ate.
24.
What is Soylent
Yeah,
Green?
the movie Soylent Green was set in the year 2022.
That's where they make people turn people into pink slime.
Oh.
It's people ices that ain't cold.
That ain't not right. I've been brushing up on my Texan. Oh my goodness. You guys scared Josh off, you know that, right? Talking about ghost stories and shit. He was already sleepy. You guys ever pass out in a sanitarium for the mentally enabled and sleep in one of the freezers beneath the ground in the secret tunnel? No? No, just me? That's weird.
I used to like to take people into places like that, Rabbit. You get to know somebody real good. You know,
I'm sure Jeffrey Dahmer would agree with you. You gotta take him somewhere real special.
If I was to take, like 9 people into one of those places with me, I'd notice that maybe one of them would stick with me, all right, and keep an eye on me. The rest of them would lose me, and that's where the fun would begin. Because I used to like to scare people. I used to really enjoy that.
I was fixing to say, okay, Carl,
see that.
this is you. It's okay. We're going on a field trip.
That's funny shit there, ain't they? They got that one they're advertising now, that train horn that people putting on their Harleys and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about or junkyard hunting and look to see if I can find them old Cadillac or Buick horns, but I don't think any of them old 70s cars are around anymore.
It's hard to find one of them loud horns that's 12 volt. I've been looking for a while. You can get 24 volt ones and stuff, and if you run that on the 12 volt, they sound kind of wimpy. Because like the diesel train and the big military truck stuff, they all had 24 volt or 28 that actually ended up being 24 volt. But yeah, I've been looking for a while because I got one of them little wimpy horns on my truck. Big old truck like that, it goes me.
Yeah, it sounds like Roadrunner. That's what Vicky's horn sounds like. The Roadrunner's coming.
Beep, beep. And no, there's more to it than that. He doesn't just like to scare people. Some of my local company thinks you just like to frighten people, Camo. I told him, no, there's more to it than that.
I'm here to tell you, I've been here a while and spent a lot of time in the woods at dark and with other people, and most people are scared of the dark, Rabbit. I'm not even kidding. I believe it. I'd say 90% of the population is scared of the dark.
Nice.
Only time the dark bothers me is until my eyes accumulate or whatever you acclimate to it.
Hello, double up bit. But
Hey, double lot. Now that I've gotten older, shit, it's easy. I can be in this lit up house and go outside. My eyes see better in the dark than they do in the house.
Well, as you can see, no one here believes in street lights, so yeah, you got to get used to the dark.
Well, we used to shoot out all the street lights.
Shoot out the damn it, Camo. Just like the pipe bomb story, you can't say no one will ever know I was there. That kind of takes away from it. I had to shoot all them damn
That was
lights
all
out.
when I was a kid, though. I mean, I can't be held accountable for that stuff. It was 50 years ago.
You can't be held accountable. What do you think you are, Biden? They'll come find you 20 years later. You owe us a dumpster.
We found your fingerprints on this ash over here.
We got this confession on this crazy channel we don't watch officially. NSA is like, we may have been monitoring Chuck for other reasons, and we found this confession tape.
You couldn't, back in the day when I was a kid, you could do stuff like that without getting a federal rap. The laws have changed since then.
So that's the argument.
Yes.
It wasn't a felony, so we're good. Damn.
we used to
How
take.
are they? Sorry.
Okay. Sorry. We used to take the plastic horse off the restaurant every weekend. The horse ended up somewhere else. It even got put in the newspaper. Where's the horse going to be this weekend? And then when they took the horse away from us, we started doing it with porta potties.
Guys, this is what happens when there's no public activities. All right.
When you
Can
live
see
in
them,
the
Chuck?
country.
There's about freaking 20 of them laying out there.
Sometimes I was doing a public service. You know, I would take and make a device.
Roll
and then
the
I,
window
instead of
caller out
using-
there. Ask, is Junior here? He told me to meet him here.
Those
What's
didn't
out
even look
there?
like. How do I zoom in?
Where's Billy Ray?
That don't help.
What are you looking at?
The graves. I guess I could pull up further, but I'm like Camo said. I'm pretty sure. Who cares? Some of them aren't marked. I mean, it's for sale anyway.
Oh, you
I
went
think
back
part of
to.
It's close by to where I gotta go for the other house anyway. I had to drop off you know who at that place.
Oh.
Is that stone slab on top of it too?
Yeah, that is weird. Maybe that's.
There's things down there that walk and crawl, make a grown man die of fright.
Go out there and lay on top of one and do a selfie.
I ain't doing that shit. That's disrespectful.
You should be listening to The Woolly Swamp by Charlie Daniels.
Go over and say hi first and then lay on one and do a selfie.
That is unrealistic. What is this? A millennial relationship? Hi, I'm gonna lay on top of you. What the hell?
You can say
That's
we're
a
gonna
shit
kill-
ton of them. 1,
we're
2, 10, 20.
Rich Runner said something about that earlier, and he said she might be a little cold at first.
Yeah, everybody wants to read the local paper looking for drowning victims. What the hell, Ridge Runner?
You can tell the really old graves by the way that the coffins would collapse and there'll be a dimple in the ground where the body is.
Well, I don't know if you noticed, but these got, yeah, they got, like Chuck was saying, they got marble over them. Or stuff. Maybe they're zombie proof in case they wake up.
Yeah, that's to keep the ones in that want out.
Yeah. Just in case.
Well, and
They also used to plant in the 1800s. They'd plant a tree at the head of every grave.
The hell with that. We had some weird customs, didn't we? Now we turn our dead people into food like good civilized people. Oh, wait.
They also used to run a bell and a string up to the ground so in case they bury you alive, you could ring the bell.
Who the hell's going to listen?
There's one guy that has a window in his grave where you can still see his face through the foggy glass.
Yeah, I saw that. And on his headstone, there's still the hook that had the bell, but they stole the bell.
People steal anything. They used to put coins on the graves, and people started going in there with metal detectors and finding them all.
Yep.
Yeah, there's definitely crack out here.
If the casket was wood like they used to be, the wood's going to rot too.
Yeah.
So I could see the ground sinking in. That's what I said. At least your car didn't sink.
Yeah, but it's those damn. They have those cement covers on top, I guess, to prevent that. I mean, I don't know.
A lot of the time, slab on top, though, really, it's because if the water table's short there, if it's a flood zone, they do that so the caskets don't work their way up and float off. That stone will keep them underground.
That's freaking awesome. Yeah, my entire state is a flood zone.
Did you see where they have the collection zone for all the bodies at the border, where they'll put the bodies in the crypt until they rot to or are identified, and then there's this poor guy with a sledgehammer who's got to go open the crypts, and he pulls the rot bodies out into a bag, and they just fall apart. You know, he has to pick the skull up, still got flesh on. That's like could be one of the worst jobs in the world.
Yes.
You know, yes. And what does that have to do with ice cream? This is my fault. I brought it up this time. I'm sorry. Listen to Camo. You know what job really sucks? Going ahead and picking up meat popsicles that have been left out in the sun too long. Come on.
That's where you go get your green milkshake at the border.
Yeah. I'm surprised chat's not giving you the business for disgracing food.
Oh, he was eating lunch right there next to the bags full, right there in the hallway of the crypt. He was sitting there eating his lunch every day. You know what their lunch really is? And this is for real. It's vulture soup.
What soup?
Vulture, I think he said.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real. Sit there and eat vulture soup for lunch.
All I'm hearing is a good reason to smoke a cigar and forget the last hour of my life. All I'm hearing. I wish I could have read 10. I can't see chat because it's the drive. I wish I could have read it. That would be good. You know he's saying something smart ass.
They're not saying a whole lot. We must have them speechless.
Camo has that effect on people. Ask Josh. I'm going to bed now. The hell with this story.
With all the lights on, huh?
Yeah, you notice. Yeah.
Chuck keeps letting me up here.
Oh, you got to take some of the blame, Chuck. How do you know it was really me, Chuck? What if it was some dude sewing his junk? We talked about this.
Woohoo! Party time.
Oh, my goodness. Although I probably shouldn't have started out with the graves.
I'm joking.
I didn't even think it was possible for Camo to have that much to say about it. I was just waiting for someone to say, "No, that's stupid. Don't buy it." Instead, we went off this whole Alice in Wonderland thing. Well, now I gotta buy it.
Yeah, it kind of makes you wonder too if some of these chemicals they're putting out there. What if it starts?
Well, I was just wondering if I buy it and have the mineral rights, if I can get those rings you were talking about.
Yeah.
That's awful, Chuck. That's awful.
I thought there was a countrywide law that says you can't really build on, you can sell it. You can't ever build or alter an old cemetery.
And, you know, I believe that, Camo, but there's so many, let's put it this way. I've done a lot of city work, you know, the councils and stuff, talking to my local people, right? They don't even have accurate property lines in this MFR. They wouldn't know what the hell's happening.
Oh, no, just move the stones. That's like I said, they'll just move the stones. That's what they did when they put the highway through there.
Which goes back to Poltergeist and what Bonnie said.
Nobody will ever know.
I can't remember where it was, but I seen somewhere where they did it, and there was many people in there, and there was a couple of rough spots, and they took the damn gravestones and took them, and broke them up in the rough spot, and put dirt over them so that people wouldn't sink when they're driving through.
Wow, that's pretty effed up.
Like,
that's a good lie.
Y'all are gonna
Hey,
burn it.
Rabbits, have you ever seen that video where the guys are driving in some country road and this old looking lady in all white comes out and starts chasing their vehicle, and they thought they'd screw with her, and so they'd start stopping and letting her catch up and stuff. And when she got real close, she looked like a ghoul.
She lives about 5 miles from me. She does. I'm serious.
I'm waiting for Chuck to say, that's my neighbor too. We all got one. They wear shoes, they wear the moo-moos, and they run around yelling at people in curlers.
There used to be a thing over by Shreveport. It was south of it, but it was down a country road, and you hit it. You go down another road, and it comes to a dead end, and down the dead end's a little turnaround. They say if you go down there and stop in front of the mailbox and honk, that some old crazy-haired old lady comes out with a butcher knife. I didn't ever go look, but
I'm glad, Chuck. That's good common sense, because if someone told me that, my first instinct isn't to go see if it's true.
Yeah,
my old lady that does that, she's carrying suitcases. She wants a ride.
Aw.
And nobody will
When I was a kid, I had an old woman with no eyes grab me and start telling me I was her son. She was literally thinking I was her son, yelling it at me. All right. This woman had no glass eyeballs. She just had eye sockets.
she didn't have any eyes. Well, you look just like her son.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, man. She grabbed me tight, man.
Carl, how are you able to sleep at night? How are you able to function normally?
I don't know, Bonnie. I don't know.
What the hell makes you think Camo's functioning normally? Everything we heard
Right.
this evening.
Good point. Good point, Rabbit. I certainly don't function like everybody else.
Well, you talk like everybody else.
Well, English, that's the standard, Bonnie. That's a low bar. He speaks English, so it's everybody.
He knows that.
So I grabbed it. So I heard. I could have gone anyway. I could have gone any direction.
All of a sudden, Rabbit sounds like he's coming from another planet.
He's in a tin can or something.
We have assumed control. We have assumed control.
Because his headset doesn't work.
Hey,
He's
K1.
thinking about that selfie thing.
What's up,
I'm
Jared?
not that far from the Let's see. I guess I could walk up to it, right? I mean, nothing's going to grab me. Right?
Right.
Right, Chuck?
No comment. Let's see it. Let's go.
Let's see it, right? Well, we won't know till you try it. So get your ass over there, right? That's what. That's very comforting. Very comforting.
Keep your headlights on.
Now.
Yeah, you got to turn your camera on, man. All I'm seeing is a white circle.
I know. I got to get close enough. Reception's really bad.
Hey, Kentucky.
Obviously, I can't do it without the camera camo. That'd be pretty fucked up. Yeah, I'm in Malaysia right now. Honest. Take my word for it.
We need some mood music, you know, something like.
Yeah, you know what? You're not helping with the sound effects, camo. That just sounds like some old revival music.
What is this that stands before me?
Tell you what I'm really scared of.
With eye of fire.
I'm more worried about leprosy from armadillos based on your last live talk show.
I still don't have leprosy.
That'd be a reason to buy it. Get Chuck and Camel to come out and tell ghost stories at it.
I know a couple.
Oh, this ain't gonna work. It's too dark.
I told you to leave your headlights on.
Well, I can't leave the car. I'm not gonna leave the car running, parked in front of. No. Flash. I got a flashlight. I'm gonna get a flashlight.
Make sure you
I have
look
a go
for
bag.
children's
I've got to get a
handprint on the
flashlight.
car. Make sure you look for children's handprints on the car when you go back.
Yeah. Kids only scare me in real life, Camo, because they're needy and expensive.
Well, that's one of the legends about Dunn's Tomb. Whenever anybody parks there, children's hands appear on their car.
Woo!
Rich Winter said, before you walk up to the grave, shove a lump of coal up your crack. When you get back to your car, it's a diamond.
Right? That's right, 'cause it's got a pucker factor. Times 10. Ridge Runner's assuming I've never been to county.
I'm not watching Chad. I don't want to miss something.
I gotta get a flight. It's gonna be a minute, Camo. Read chat. I gotta go back to the trunk and get a freaking flashlight. Most unprepared. That's cute. That's cute. The ghost of Christmas present. Love
Yeah,
it.
I was going to say he's got the voodoo stuff shaking.
You know why that's
everyone's-
not scary? You know why that's not scary? Because that's just Chuck eating spaghetti during the live. BRB.
BRB. Be right back.
Yeah, yes. Be right back.
You want me to interrupt you to tell you I'm leaving when y'all are in mid-argument about graveyards?
And in the death, as the last few corpses lie rotting on the slimy thoroughfare, the shutters lifted in ancient temperance building high upon Poacher's Hill, as red mutant eyes gaze down on Hunger City. No more big wheels, fleas the size of rats sucked on rats the size of cats, and 10,000 peopleoids split into small tribes, coveting the highest of the star-out skyscrapers, like packs of dogs ripping and raging at the once Lubney Avenue. This ain't rock and roll! This is genocide! You ever heard that?
Nope.
Called Future Legend by David Bowie.
Begin to wonder where everybody went.
And I don't see a story anywhere.
I'm leaving the graveyard, just so you know. Don't you know? Yeah, I had to go get some tea, so I don't think I left it sit long enough. It tastes like crap.
Okay. All right, this should work.
Night, Annie, up there.
Good night, Angie. If you're leaving.
All right, that should be bright enough. Chuck,
Yeah,
Yeah.
the hell is that?
a tree.
1 second. Owls?
Need one of them screech owls. That'll really make you ass pucker.
We don't need that right now, or a round might go off by accident. Then I got to explain to the doctor why there's a 38 wad cutter in my ass cheek.
Somebody tell me about these two guys that were watching them float around in the boat fishing. It's almost dark, and they had lights on. They went up under the edge of them bank where trees were hanging, and a damn screech owl right above their heads. It's probably 6 foot above the water, and all of a sudden they get underneath it, and it goes. When it did that, they all jumped out of the boat and went to the bank. We lost Carl, I guess, huh? We lost
Yes.
Carl. Rabbits froze.
Carl's quiet.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Everybody's
he's
quiet.
gone.
All right, we'll read
Yeah,
two of them, Chuck, but I'm not going to lay on them and make out.
Unless they say, come on in.
Can you imagine if it said that?
Yes,
All right.
I'd hear you scream like a girl.
You couldn't hear anything. You ever been so terrified you don't make any noise? That would be me. All you hear is, ah! That one's missing a headstone. We got some flags.
Are you here? Have you seen my other arm?
They're all over the damn place. See, it's not one or two of them. This is like a whole conglomerate. There's your cattails. Here's a nice one. I'm not laying on it, Chuck. Can't read it.
There you go. Now I see someone.
That's
Yeah, those were old.
1927.
Looks like they put
1927's
new
not
stones
1800.
on the grave.
Yeah, these aren't that old. 1980. That's wonderful. I mean, somebody was using this. So how the hell did it end up for sale? I don't want to know. Maybe I don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
It goes with the church. Around
Yeah, but the
here,
churches, like some of them are missing headstones entirely, like, and they look a little too close together.
Yeah, Echo, I think mandates should be criminalized.
Those look like family plots to me.
Probably.
Here lies Aleister Crowley.
Well, yeah, the developer of the satanic. No.
Yeah.
And now you got me thinking this is really to block them from popping up.
I know where there's one tombstone that's got two reflective little crystals in it that make it look like eyes when you put light on them.
Why would anyone want to do that? Look, there's
I don't know,
another one over here.
It was a long time ago. I think it's from the 50s.
Damn, I drew a blank in my mind. What was a Confederate soldier that was a big one into the Satan thing?
All of them? No, I know you're talking about.
Like a general. I can't.
Pike, Albert Pike.
Yeah, Albert Pike. Yeah, that's it. Albert Pike.
1923 to 1990? Sorry, Chuck.
Yeah, he made Aleister Crowley look like a choir boy. Yeah, big one in the name.
Some of these stone shits go on the wood line with no headstones. Like that one in the corner.
Oh, I'll bet you there's more graves there you're not seeing in the woods.
Agreed. It's pretty big, though.
I don't know if anybody else thought about this before, but it would be a great place to hide a body.
Well, hell, if
You know
somebody walks up and says, "What are you doing out here, boy?" So I was supposed to meet a girl out here.
I'd be more concerned if somebody was out here, period, Chuck. If someone was out here, they're going to ask for money for a 40. They're living in a bridge not too far away.
Or a smoker.
Yeah, hey, you got a rock on you?
You know what? Back to the crackheads. Crackheads and dead bodies. Tonight's show is brought to you by the Methadone Clinic. Get clean now.
Yeah, come here and get off them drugs you're on there. We got these other kind to give you.
Well, the trees are okay. Well, not too spooky.
What was that?
It's got to be a hoot owl or something.
Okay, George said big demand coming soon. Jerry Lee said Masons.
Well, we know what those stacks of coffin miners all over the country were for now, don't we?
I don't think they'd waste their time with burying us. It's a lot of effort.
Have you seen the mobile morgues and cremation?
That makes more
trailers?
sense. That makes a
Yes.
lot more sense.
Crematorium. Yeah. Annie at Jack said to knock on one of the fresh ones, rabbits.
I don't think any of them were too fresh. Oh, hell, we lost Camo.
The ghost keeps grabbing him.
Man, I'm telling y'all, with that thing coming up in April, just hang on to your kids, grandkids, whoever you got.
Elderly.
Make sure you know exactly where they are and when. If you have black cats,
It is definitely pretty though.
Yeah,
Rich Runner, sorry.
I was just gonna say, make sure you keep it loaded with buckshot.
Rich Runner said for you to watch out for the voodoo priestess.
Yeah, if you see, watch out.
More afraid of the state troopers give you tickets for anything. Look, Camo's showing us a Wendigo right now.
You tell him, say, I'm supposed to meet a girl about a thing out here.
What the hell was that, Camo? That was awesome.
Gigi, in April, they're having the biggest satanic convention ever held in Boston.
That was a Chupa Camo.
A Chupa Camo. I'm starting to have second guesses about the groundwater around here.
Going at one time.
Rabbits, that is a thing. That 3-story house that I lived in, it was not right across the street from the cemetery, but it was like down a little ways across the street. And the water sometimes would come out brown, but so we wouldn't drink it. But at the same time, me and my kids, we got sick when we were living there. And we kept going to the doctor, and he kept giving us antiviral stuff, all this stuff. Like, I spent $750 in the pharmacy in that year, and that was like in 1990. And
April's that big fucking devil worshiping carnival thing, Jerry and Gigi.
Albert Pike Festival.
So I wouldn't use the water for plants or your stuff. Just saying.
The Red Shoe Rave.
That's messed up, Chuck. So I guess the only thing it's good for is, like Camo said, for haunted house, haunted acreage, whatever.
Yeah, just have you a hayride and build you a little thing where they can walk between them and have somebody lay behind the headstones and grab them. And
Yes, Gigi, it's awful. They're just putting it out there in our face now. They don't even care that we know that they do this. Evil is just...
It's more power for them if you know and don't do nothing. If we let it happen.
I'd definitely be making a spider hole where I could just like open the trap door and come out of the hole.
That's also known as a grave. What the hell, Cam? I was digging this spider.
Hey, I got to where I could dig those fast, Brad. And all you do is you take the branches and you weave them together like a little basket door, and then you put some side on top of that and put some more. You know, you can disguise it. You can't even tell it's there. I'm scared to the jeebers out of people doing that.
Not doubting your ability. I'm saying when you start digging and you hear clink because it's an aluminum coffin underneath you.
what's worse, the ones that do the bad shit or the ones that know about it and do nothing?
The world will be destroyed by those who do nothing.
Isn't Boston right by Salem?
Yep.
Well, we're doing something right now. Like Bonnie had a good idea. When they're out there hooting and hollering and murdering stuff, we could do positive things, try to offset it. I don't know. Have an ice cream.
Yeah.
I'm not going to Boston. Boston's just, well, it's nice historically.
They've got-
Commons.
They have a very old, famous cemetery where Paul Revere is buried in Boston.
And if you're lucky, you have ice cream, you might run into Tater.
That ain't right. Although I'd still get an autograph. You imagine what that would eBay for if you could actually prove he could spell his own name?
That's awesome. Yeah, I wonder if anybody read the thing on whitehouse.gov.
The new Amero? The new American Union?
Yeah.
That's old news. They had coins for it and shit. Yeah. They just keep bringing it back up like it's, oh, look, it's the Amero. It's the American Union. The 5 houses. 1 king. 3 advisors. There's a book that talks about this. It's pretty old.
But the funny thing is, I didn't see anything that the United States would get out of it. I saw what North would get out of it, and I saw what South would get out of it. But
I think we ought to adopt Canada. It's a good thing I'm not president, because I'd have taken it already.
You're going to annex Canada, Camo?
I would.
You're going to do like we did Hawaii and just take it? The Hawaii 2.0. Yeah, we don't, if you haven't noticed, Bonnie, our beloved country has not been getting a whole lot of anything out of crap that's been going on for quite some time. We're good at bleeding out and being picked apart, though. We got the market cornered on that.
No.
I figure it this way. If they're going to send all their people up here anyways, we might as well get that land, too.
Yeah, you're on a boat that's taking on water. Instead of bailing out, you just start stuffing shit in your pockets.
What? Are we talking about the graveyard again?
No, I'm talking about it's like a sinking ship, and instead of help bail water, they're steadily filling their pockets up and getting ready to leave.
You know, most grave diggers weren't after the jewelry. They used to be after the fresh bodies so they could sell them to doctors and schools.
Did you see those cement coverings, Camo? And while I know you can dig at an angle, that's a lot of work for $750. I mean, hypothetically. Not to mention the moral fiber. I mean, what kind of man takes from the dead? Or woman.
Yep, that's wrong as can be, but...
You mean a Democrat?
Yeah, I was waiting for one of y'all to pop the politics. I figured it'd be Chuck.
That's kind of like saying they take from everybody. So, hell, they use their names and they're dead. They don't have respect for anything.
Howdy, Judy.
What is Orwellian?
Oh.
What is that?
I picked a bad night to subscribe to this channel.
Right?
George Orwell. Look up 1984.
Judy. Oh.
You nailed it, man.
Think of tyranny.
George Orwell nailed it.
Hey, Judy. Welcome.
What the hell is that? You guys are bringing bad vibes and manifesting shit, Chuck. There's a lot more dogs than are normally around here.
Go pet them.
Yeah, that's great, Camo. That's great. You know what? You're right. You can learn a lot about person in the wilderness. Camo is not worried about shit. That's what I'm learning right now. In a lot of ways, yeah, Camo might be very angry at the world. Wants to go out in a starburst. Let's go pet him. Screw it. Hey, there's this weird guy walking down the road. Well, go introduce yourself. Make a friend. End up bleeding through a tarp in somebody's trunk. It's cool.
I guess you saw YouTube, Rabbit, that they changed a way for us, the people, to link to our channels. They put an @ thing on there. I changed my @ from whatever it was with a bunch of stupid numbers earlier, and it took it to Texas Psychobilly.
Rabbit, did you ever hear about that guy that picked up the hitchhiker, and then the hitchhiker asked the driver, says, "Hey, aren't you worried about me being a serial killer or something?" And the driver says, "No, the chances of 2 serial killers is really outrageous."
The chances that both of us say we need to be in the trunk is pretty rare. That's messed up. It's like that one joke I spammed on Chuck's trying to get a laugh out of him. I said, I want to die peacefully in my sleep like my grandpa.
Yeah.
Not screaming in terror like the passengers in his car.
I say that a lot. Nobody thought it was funny, so I quit saying it.
You know what? Chuck, are you serious? You just spent the last hour talking about ice cream cones, forever chemicals, and dead shit. Obviously, you have a crowd. You might want to change your title again from Psycho Texas to Midnight Madness or something. I don't know. Because anyone who's still listening right now, we should all probably question our sanity.
Change to Psycho Billy Nightmares.
Late nights with Psycho Texas or Billy. Rabbits, go lay on that gravestone. I mean, who the hell even says that? I was thinking that when you said it. That's the best. That's what you come up with? And here's Camel. Well, just go talk to him. I'm not going to go talk to a rock. I spent enough time at that on the base.
Well, just make sure it's not one that'll collapse and you'll end up a few feet down.
Yeah, I'm not light. Yeah, yeah.
It's better
That's a
to
good
ask
point.
for forgiveness than for permission. So
That's not what my prom date said.
That's what you ought to do is get some old white dresses or something and hang them in the trees out there.
How the hell does that spin off to a story?
Oh, you can take chicken wire and shape it into the form and then put the white dresses on. And
You
then
guys
a
are
hat.
corrupted, Bonnie.
yeah, it is, Judy.
Oh my God.
Hey, Hawk.
And then you put a little solar right there right next to it, Bonnie.
Don't encourage him, Bonnie.
And a
She's like, no, you can make it look like a chick and everything. My goodness.
Yes, and a speaker and make noises. That'll get rid of the crackhead.
I like
You know
that
what?
one where they got the drone dressed up like a witch flying around. Imagine doing that with like a ghost.
Okay, now we've graduated to a whole nother level of fucking with people. A drone camo. And Bonnie, I'm not sure if I want to disturb the mental state of a crackhead, much less a nest of crackheads. They're not
It
known to
works
be
better
reasonable
than
people.
No trespassing signs. Trust me, that kind of thing works way better than signs.
That's true, but what happens when 8 of them stand up screaming they're not on orange juice, don't spill me?
That's not crackhead. That's acid free.
There we go, Chuck. The fact that you answered that is telling on yourself. Chuck's.
Hey, Hawk.
I'm not robbing banks with
Hey,
Chuck.
Hawk. People been asking about you, Hawk. Good to see you're still kicking.
And Ronan said, and a smoke machine.
You know what? You
Yeah,
guys
just-
got some talent.
Just turn that graveyard into a rave.
Yeah, because from what I'm hearing, in less than 10 minutes, you guys have come up with an entire replica of Disney's horror Tiny Town. and I'm like, all we did was, you know what? This
And dollars
creativity,
for Christ.
And your
people pay
grand
big money for
opening,
this.
have it during Boston Day in April.
Boston Day. And damn it, Chuck. Going right back to the freaking.
Because rabbits, that is really concerning. That should be.
I do believe people should be in an uproar, but isn't it par for the course at this time? I mean, obviously, there's good people like yourself and panel and chat that are aware of it and spreading good cheer and good stuff to counter it. But I mean, it was game over when they started grabbing your genitals at the airport for your safety. It's just going to get worse from there. So-
At least Alton Boy gets 2 Snickers and a Coke, huh?
right? I used to like stand in the line. I'm like, you sure? I mean, I could be hiding something. Might want to check again. They tend to leave you alone after that. Or worse, they ask for your phone number.
You guys remember a couple years ago, don't you, that pedophile they caught at the airport? The father was pretending he's talking to somebody on the phone and just walked up and shot the dude in the head as they went by with the cops.
Dear Lordy. Oh, yeah, yeah.
And got away with it.
I don't know if he got away with it, but damn. I'm sure he had an extreme plea for insanity or duress. I don't know anymore. It could be something as simple as not treating each other so awful in public. What's the weirdest thing you've been running into in the stores, Chuck?
I wouldn't have any mercy for somebody who did shit like that to my kids. So.
That's right.
Agreed.
Back in the day, it wouldn't have held you accountable.
I don't think he heard your question, Rabbit.
I didn't hear it, I guess.
I was trying to change gears from pedophilia to the weirdest humanity crisis you've witnessed in the stores. Like when you go out on your tea runs or a cigarette run, you know how people have been treating each other?
Yeah.
I guess the weirdest one that I ever saw was when I worked at a Purdy store in Oxford, Michigan. And I used to work the night shift, you know, and about 2 o'clock in the morning, a guy walks into the store and he's got a big steak knife stuck right where next to his neck, down into his chest, deep, and it's still stuck there. He's bleeding. I'm like, man, what are you doing? You know, he's like, I don't know what happened, man. I don't know. And he's drunker than shit. He's got a giant steak knife stuck in his freaking shoulder, down into his abdomen. And he's like, I don't know, should I pull it? I said, don't pull it out. Nope. I called the cops and the ambulance. They come and take me away with it. That was the wildest thing I've seen in the store.
I was going more along how people treat each other, but the steak knife works. What you got, Chuck? You were saying?
I'm starting to see groups of people clustered around the eggs and bitching about and talking amongst each other about how stupid it is, the price of these eggs, and it's all Biden's fault. And these people have masks on their face. I just look at them and nod, and they're like, what are you nodding about? And looking at us, I'm like, well, y'all are still wearing masks. You believe in all the bullshit. Well, we do it for your protection. I said, you ain't protecting me. You're just showing me you're stupid. And I just...
The thing's got to be getting weird because we're getting more randos appearing on that property that's visible. The one by the road, Chuck. The one that the public one, right? It's got some of the chickens, but most of the stuff's away, right? But people are just pulling up and they're just knocking on the door. You guys sell chickens? Can we buy a chicken? I'm like, that's just random. Who the hell does that? I mean, we're not. It's not like, you know. There's no for sale sign or anything, you know, and they got like, well, Camel would love this. They got camo netting and shade cloth, so you have to really look for them. Somebody either scouted them out or noticed them. Maybe they saw the ones running around the yard that get out. But I mean, to pull into someone's driveway and say, I'll buy a chicken.
Yeah, if somebody comes around looking to buy just one chicken, they're probably Satanists going to sacrifice a cheap sacrifice.
Either that or they like good fajitas. Yeah?
It's well hidden, Camo. It'd be kind of like them walking up to you. You want to sell me a tent?
I think Cam will be cool about it. He'd be asking them dimensions and blow their mind with specifics. And they'll be like, I just wanted something that keeps the rain off. Camel's breaking down micro mesh and shit.
I'm out here looking for the tent guy. You must be him.
Well, one tent makes sense, but not one chicken.
Yeah, right? Yeah. One tent is totally logical. I want to buy a chicken. I'm just like, oh, no. Get off my yard.
Those tunnels I was talking about in the Devil Pits in the late 80s, I went down in one of those tunnels and found piles of dogs and cats that had been cut open and peed. And there was satanic symbols painted on the walls all over down in there. There is a satanic cult in that area for years that were stealing people's pets and sacrificing them.
It's everywhere. Even in the boonies here, I can take you straight to one where they have the rituals and it's everywhere.
All I know is Camo said tunnels like 5 times and Ed's not on panel, so something's wrong with the universe. Because he said the word tunnel and Ed's not hopping up here to let us know stuff, so something ain't right.
The coolest thing I ever found in a tunnel, Rabbit, was it was Washington Street School, and it was a 1800 school that had been destroyed. It burned down. They finally plowed it down. But the gymnasium was separate, a great big, huge gymnasium. Between the two buildings, there were tunnel systems that linked them underground. And halfway through that tunnel, I found a slab of concrete that looked a door to me. And it rode my mind for a while. I finally went back with sledgehammers and opened up this vault. And inside the vault, I found about maybe 75 different civil defense barrels, 30-gallon olive drab barrels with white civil defense symbols on them. Most of the barrels had bags, plastic bags filled with water that also came with a toilet seat. You could use them for a toilet after you finish the water.
Mobile poopers.
2 of the barrels had medical supplies in them of all types. One of the other barrels had some manuals and some things on how to build fallout shelters and all that. And then in the corner, there were these giant square tins filled with saltine crackers. All this stuff was from the 1950s.
You found somebody's hideaway stash.
It was a fallout shelter built in 1951.
Oh.
Hey, Chuck, I got a question for Psycho Texas. Has that beet juice winged you off the sweet tea, or are you doing them equally 50-50?
I drink it once a day, but I hadn't drank it yet today. But I've cut down on. I've taken 1 tea bag out of the 4 that I used to make it, and I'm down to like 1 cup of sugar in it or less.
Okay, it's a start.
And I don't drink as much of it. I'm drinking water and what have you, but
that's good stuff.
You know what those manuals taught you to do, Rabbit?
What's up? Well, Fallout will be a little late, but what they teach you to do?
It had all different kinds of diagrams on how to make different shelters, and most of them were to dig around next to your foundation, dig a trench, put in a couple of sumps in the bottom, and lay corrugated metal over at an angle. And then it said, you know, build your shelters and then wait for the government to come and help you. So it basically, those were books on telling you how to dig your own grave, make it easy for them.
How to make a mausoleum cheap.
Yep.
That's like the advice now. Go to the center of your house and wait for the radio broadcast that won't come.
Yes.
At least there they had you digging stuff and getting stumps. Now it's just like, well, just stay where you're at. Someone will clean you up later.
One of the most memorable things I read in them was about food and how to tell if it was good, if you'd find it after. And this is the way it's worded. It said, if it looks good, tastes good, and smells good, it's probably good.
That sounds like Outback Steakhouse.
yeah, but usually the best things that taste the best ain't the best for you. So
Well, this is true.
I saw a man making cheese today out of expired milk.
yeah,
That's
mozzarella
cool.
guy,
What?
that mozzarella guy or whatever he's called.
I don't know what his name was actually. So you're watching all these videos is why they keep popping up on my feed.
Probably.
Oh, Bonnie, the other night after I was on the panel with you, we talked about, I forget what the subjects were, but all of a sudden my YouTube feed was full of things we discussed.
Spiders and scorpions, probably.
I want to know who we know watches yoga, because my ass can't do yoga, and I can't do yoga, but it always shows up.
See, you just did it to yourself by saying my ass doesn't do yoga. Now they're going to give you 8 videos on simple yoga techniques, how to start yoga, why yoga is good
And
for you.
God forbid you watch one video about something, because they're going to throw 70 more of them at you after you watch one.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't,
Don't
watch
Google prostate.
weird. I have no interest in being able to clean myself like a cat.
You know what? Ew. Ew. I've seen you, Chuck. Ew. No. You get your leg up that high.
If he could do that, he'd never leave the house.
He wouldn't need a yoga video, that's for sure. Gets his head leg up over his head, it's over.
Right.
We got
Hey,
7
Vicky,
million views.
like, hey, Vicky, look what I can do.
She's either going to have you join the circus or file for divorce.
That or send it in Ripley's.
Oh, I've been there.
And me too. It's called Dollar Store.
Well, true.
I'm still sitting here giggling because that old lady was right down the road from you, Bonnie.
I'm serious. My kids will go back roading late at night. And they kept telling me about this lady, and I was like, y'all are crazy. Y'all are drunk. Y'all are something. And then come to find out, sure enough, it was true. She was there.
Middle of the night, hanging out at the end of her long driveway in a white night gown type thing with all white hair, really old looking.
Damn, Camo.
Didn't
We've
see any
jumped
red
from-
eyes, but
Yeah, we jumped from steak knives to love interests. What the hell?
Oh, I got a steak knife story. This
No,
guy, he
no.
was a cobbler.
See, I'm not saying shit else, Chuck. I'm logging. I'm logging off.
Okay.
I'm starting trouble.
There we're
He-
talking
he,
about live stream. Here we're talking about death and ghosts.
Well, this one's about a steak. All right, this is all right. I met this guy. He was a cobbler. He had this little shoe repair store in a town called Grand, just outside of Traverse City, Michigan. And I went in out of curiosity. I wanted to check out the cobbler machine. You know, I'm like, hey man, and his name was Randy. And he's like, hey man, you do sewing. I got all this canvas work. If you want to do the canvas work for me, you can do anything in the shop you want. I'm like, deal. All right. So I started doing all this canvas work in trade for letting me to come in and apprentice a little bit doing the shoe repair and stuff. Well, I got to know him over a couple of years, and he got himself a new house, and then his ex moved back in with him. All right. And I was over at his house one day, and I could tell there was some tension between the two of them. And I wasn't digging it too much, but we were sitting at his dining room table, and he just went in, and like, yeah, I could hear whispering in the kitchen between him and his gal. And he comes back and sits at the table, and that's when I could see the reflection in the microwave door of what she was doing in the kitchen. She was in the kitchen silently stabbing the air with a massive steak knife. Right after he walked out, like, I'm gonna kill you, motherfucker. That's what it looked like she was saying in the reflection as she was stabbing the air where she thought nobody could see her. And I just looked at Randy. I said, hey, man, look at that. I got to go. And I left. And the look on his face was just aghast. He was blown away.
Well, what time was it? Like what hour?
That was daytime still. I remember it was daytime.
I was going to say, if it was a late hour, how do you know she wasn't saying, Camo's got to go? He keeps talking about these dead bodies in these tunnels. I'm just going to get him.
That chick was losing it, dude. I never went back. I haven't talked to him since.
You know, ever since Camo said he found all those dead cats and stuff, my cigar tastes like crap.
Aw.
Camo, you said cobbler. I like cobbler.
What's your favorite cobbler?
Peach cobbler.
That's the runner.
That, or if you find somebody who can make muscadine filling.
We lost you, Rabbit, your microphone.
My apologies.
I like cobbler, too.
Apple.
All right, Bonnie. What kind of cobbler do you like, Bonnie?
Apple.
Nella wafer. Nella wafer cobbler.
Apple. I love cooked apples. Anyway.
I remember the old man had a thing for them apple dumplings. Basically, there's a whole apple and a pie shell wrapped around it.
Ooh, blueberry cobbler with French vanilla ice cream. Mm.
Yeah, I don't care much for peach. But, yeah. Well, here we call them dewberries. I don't know if there's some other kind of berry, but that's all I've ever heard them called. Dewberries.
Yeah, I've never
I'd probably like blueberry or blackberry.
And I like the bread on it, crunchy.
Yes, it's gotta have the caramelized sugar, crunchy, cinnamony. And so on a peach cobbler, I'll eat the crust, but I won't eat the peaches.
Asparagus.
Is that saying something?
Asparagus cobbler.
I'm just seeing if I say the word asparagus, if Camo's got a ghost story for it. I'm testing a theory.
I'm still thinking about cobbler. I remember when I had this apartment, this gal came over and she was going to impress me. Said she was going to make me a peach cobbler. I was all in, of course. But I tell you, that was the worst cobbler on earth, and I couldn't eat it, and I felt really bad. But man, I'm not eating that. That's not cobbler.
Unless it tastes like soap and tastes horrible, any cobbler to me is good.
It was bad. It was soggy. It was nasty.
I've never had any other cobbler. I think I've had apple as a kid, but somebody made it in a sauce and it was like applesauce almost instead of being like syrup. That was nasty. So, but I ate it because it was cobbler.
There's a limit. I remember another gal. That was a long time ago. She made me chili at her mom's house when we were young. She was really proud of the idea of making this batch of chili. And I took a couple bites of that, and I knew something was off. And then I realized what she did. She didn't cook the hamburger. She just put the hamburger in the chili. So it was like pretty much raw. I mean, I ate raw hamburger back then anyway, so I just ate it. But I kept my mouth shut on that one. The cobbler I couldn't get past.
Messenger chat.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Oh, okay. Your little thing didn't drop down.
Yeah, when you get old, that happens.
Never mind. Never mind.
You know what, Chuck? You know you're getting old when you're running the risk of sitting on your own nads.
What's worse is when you flush and they try to go down.
Much needed doctor.
A cherry cobbler would be good too.
You remember those toys when we were kids called clicker clackers?
The what?
Remember those toys when we were young? They called clicker clackers. They were on strings, 2 balls. And, yeah.
Yes.
Makes a lot more sense now.
Yep, Jamie.
Damn, can you get any louder?
I'm telling you, they're driving through your house.
That's the horn I want from a truck.
I want it where it'll point out from my house and I can.
There you go, Carl.
Uh-oh, let me see what you got.
Oh, goodness.
And he's got it on repeat.
Low, cherry low, swing low.
I thought that was the tail at first. What?
I sent you that like
She did say that.
to me, and
Mm-mm.
yeah, I'm looking at that. I'm debating what. Let's see.
Yeah, I know. Kind of interesting, though, huh?
It's definitely not cobbler or ghost related.
It's painful, man. There ain't no really nothing about it. It's painful.
What? Huh? What?
Exactly. I think it has something to do with my ancestry. You know, I'm like, everybody here already knows I'm commando, but none of my ancestors wore pants. Indians didn't wear no pants. Scottish wore kilts. So there's probably something to do with that.
Yeah, Bonnie, I think you heard me say that even back then with the fever they had going, and more died from the poke than they did from the.
Oh, there's so much. That's why I had attitude the last day. I've seen so much recent evidence on what's really going on, and the media is still hiding and lying about it.
Yeah.
If they ain't hiding and lying about it, they're talking about, oh, well, we didn't know any better, so we should get a mulligan.
I don't know. I've kind of been seeing it on Fox.
That was my last true social post. That's all I had to say that day. Is how many deaths is it going to take if the media stop hiding it? Can't hide it.
Let me see how it goes. I ain't been listening to the audio. I'll see what it does.
I'm getting messages, but I can't look at them while I'm on the panel.
Oh.
I'll look at them right after, but if I touch anything, it just knocks me out.
You can't see audio, video, or you can't.
I can't on the panel, yeah. I mean, I'm getting messages and emails right now.
Yeah, one of them's telling Chuck to pick a new channel name.
It's saying what?
One's telling you to pick out a new channel name. Stand by for the vacation.
He did. Psycho Billy something.
That's here.
You can dance if you want to, and you can leave your friends behind. Because if your friends won't dance, and if they don't dance, well, no friends of mine.
Yeah, that kind of worries me a little bit with still having one strike.
Had one strike. Now you got like 8 of them.
We see you said pizza the other day, and we consider that a trigger word. And then now you did this. Okay, you're gone. I'll just leave that be. That wasn't enough. I shouldn't have bothered nothing. But
I'm sorry. I shouldn't send it to you.
no, it's not your fault. It was me. I didn't think about it until.
So the others are bad too?
Let me look. I can't remember what all I was watching earlier.
I'm not
Actually-
100% cobblers allowed.
Yeah.
The first one is really funny, Chuck. They're on a little springy thing.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah. You can show that without getting in trouble. It's pretty funny. I thought it was. Of course, I think things are funny that other people don't because I showed a video to the girls and they just sat there, huh? And I was laughing so hard I was crying.
All right, I'll admit there's some funny animal shorts out here on this platform. I'll watch these animal shorts that show cats or dogs doing something silly. I get lost in those sometimes, man. Those little. I think I've seen most of them now, but there's a lot of good.
Yeah, I better quit that.
0 for 8.
Yeah.
You still got a backup channel? Somebody should post that.
That's the worst part. This is the backup channel.
No, it's, my backup's only got 200 or something, or had. I don't know how many's there anymore, but
Well, I think it's hilarious because some of the mods like Shift, somebody will start talking on a pen like that, and that's when they automatically put their secondary channel into the chats because they could see it coming.
Annie Jack said I'm in double secret timeout.
Yeah.
Secret probation.
You know, I really think they keep us in a box, man. I really think they go, okay, we'll just put these guys over in this corner and let nobody else see. Because when I got knocked off the stream here a little while ago, Chuck, I go to my, all right, it would not show me your page. You know where it says lives, and you hit on that, and it shows everybody you know or subscribe to first that's live. You weren't on that list, brother. I had to search for your live before I could find the stream line to come back up.
That's what I keep saying. It's like, or they'll bury it under a bunch of junk in your feed that even on the computer I go to live and I have to go all the way down. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. If it's not, I have to go to subs and go the long way.
And you notice, Bonnie, that it isn't as bad on a computer. But if you're on this phone and try to do that, it's like they have this extra level of filtering they put you through.
Yeah.
you can't do that. And I can't find when a lot of people go live, but I can see yoga.
Right. And I got cat and dog funny shorts. Yeah.
Yeah, and stuff about why cats show you their butt. I can get that kind of shit too.
Yeah, scream that louder, Chuck, on the live.
There's something you looked at.
I've got a coaster. I got a coaster a gal made me. She, I crocheted or whatever. That's crochet, and it's all black, a round black dot with a tail coming off of it, and in the middle, it's a pink little sphincter in the middle of it.
A pink little what?
Sphincter.
Trying to figure out how Camo ended up with a balloon knot drink coaster.
Channel I got showing up on here. America Unearthed, Ark of the Covenant hidden in Arizona.
Yeah, I've seen that one. I've seen, man, I've actually seen a lot on the Ark of the Covenant. There's a little church in Ethiopia that is guarded. Only one man his entire life can go in the church. Nobody else is allowed inside of it. He's got at least 20 armed guards on the church grounds that protect him 24/7. Right? And there is an entire region that have based their religious beliefs on the Ark of the Covenant being in that little church. But then there's like 50 other stories of what happened to the Ark. That's a strange story when you follow that rabbit hole. That's a deep one. I kind of wonder sometimes. I watch a show called Oak Island. You ever seen that one? Where they're digging on an island near Nova Scotia for a treasure that even George Washington went and looked for it for hundreds of years. Huh?
Talking about the Oak Island stuff?
Yes. And, this is 10 years now. 10 seasons of this Oak Island dig. There are two guys here from Michigan that they're brothers, and they've been taking this project on for a long time. And I often wonder, because there's definitely something very deep buried on that island. We're talking, they pulled up evidence of goes all the way back to the 1400s. And something massive was built under that island. anyways, I wondered if that was, like, imagine if all of a sudden they found the Ark in this day and age. That would be, because they say whoever had the Ark, that's like the ultimate weapon. All right. So imagine if all of a sudden they found the Ark in this day, in this climate. I would think that would be a massive sign of what's about to happen.
Didn't they just say that they were finding pieces of the ark or the ark wall? It was the wall of the ark, and these people were walking along it, and it's like way above them.
No, I'm talking the Ark of the Covenant. You're talking about Noah's Ark. And yeah, there's a guy named Wyatt that years ago found it was known to be there. It's on the side of a Turkish mountain where they're just allowing people to go and study it. But there's records of a couple thousand years of people going up there and taking pieces of this as trophies. So what you might be seeing on that side of Mount Ararat is just the outline of where a ship used to be, which happens to be the exact size in cubits as the Noah's Ark was reported to have built. But then there's also another site that is claimed to be Noah's Ark. But if you go into the one where you're talking about, there's even a field of anchors below it. And if you look at it close, it looks like the ship could have lodged between these two mountains, and in a mud release over hundreds of years, has flowed slowly down the mountain. So there's a lot of stuff that points that could be the real deal.
Yeah.
It's just that one of those things, like, if there's no scientist out there that wants to believe there's a God, so he ain't going to admit that's the Earth. And if they say, well, it was definitely a boat, they're going to go, yeah, but, it doesn't mean that it's actually Noah's Ark. There's always this counter to anything that they try to, there's a lot of fake debunking going on. You know what I mean?
Yes. A lot of fake everything. I showed you the mask.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I mean, actually, there's some people that are digging all around Jerusalem right to this day. They're doing archaeological digs all around there. Mm-hmm. And everything they find backs up the Bible. There's nothing there that's contradicting it. It just, the more they find, the more that goes along with it.
Chuck, are you there?
Yeah.
So this is totally unrelated to the profound conversation. Did you read chat? Because we may have found your next channel. If we can get you to dress up like Gene Simmons and teach people how to be flexible, that's at least 6 million views.
He's probably right. He probably just, yeah. I wouldn't want to hang around anymore, but you get a lot of views.
I'm telling you, if this person that I saw one night had almost 2,000 subs, and like, I can't remember how many were in chat. I know it was over 100, I think. And all this guy does is he's watching the news, and every so often he looks at the computer and he grunts. And then he looks back at the news, and then he'll say something mean.
Well, I mean, you ever seen how Ted Nugent burps? I mean, he does live daily. And almost every live stream he does, he goes, Barack.
Yes.
He does it all the time. And people view it, there's a lot of people that go, oh, gross, oh, even, whatever. But he still maintains thousands of viewers.
Oh, I thought he was making fun of Bummer.
No, every time he belches, he says, oh, yeah, abomination.
Well, don't act surprised, Bonnie. You saw Heisenberg.
Well, that's who I was talking about.
I know. I know.
Did Dad still watch him?
Nah, I swore that off when things got weird. Started emailing and stuff, and I don't know.
Oh, Lord.
So you left that to come here because it's not weird.
No, no. That should just be a testament to how weird, given our previous conversations.
And I
Noted.
think it was like Russian or something.
The guy did an impression of a human cow. It was pretty interesting.
Oh, that just took me back to what was that freaking liberal. He was birthed out of the back of an elephant or something, or a rhino. That
Oh,
one
that
movie.
animal.
Ace
with the girl
Ventura,
with
Pet Detective, or something.
The doctor had put animal parts in them, and so they acted like animals.
Oh, you're
Like
talking
human
about
centipede.
the Island of Dr. Moreau. That was a book before it was moved.
Oh, and no, I'm getting them too confused. He wasn't pooped out of an elephant's butt. I can't remember who that was.
That was, I don't like to say his name. He's one of the libtards.
From peach cobblers to elephant butts. Love it.
I think it was
Nowhere
a
else,
rhino.
people.
Yeah,
Nowhere else can
in
you
the
get
movie,
this.
hey, check this out, man. This riding stable I worked at as a teenager in Lake Orion, Michigan, had a diesel-powered, life-size elephant. This was an old, ancient contraption of gears and a diesel motor that made a giant structure of an elephant covered with a fake hide, made it walk.
Okay, I'll bite. What? Why? Not doubting you
was
one bit,
from-
but why?
It was from a very old circus thing, and the owners of the Bald Mountain Riding Stable managed to purchase that at some point, like in the '60s or so. It was found by some people who knew what it was, and it's been restored and it was sold. I think there's stories of it on the internet.
Well, I've heard of a pet rock, but not the other.
Howard Cosell. I never heard him.
You do?
Oh yeah, he was a very famous newscaster.
A famous what?
He was a very famous newscaster. In
Newscaster.
fact, I think he's the one that broke the story about JFK on air the first time.
Oh, okay. That's where I've heard that name. What's the brick?
Rocks. Well, that guy, he had an idea there.
I'm telling you.
I met the guy that invented the 5-gallon plastic bucket. He did this in the '60s, and he got some kind of a deal where all his life, every time somebody uses a 5-gallon plastic bucket, he gets 7 cents of royalty. So this guy lives on a massive ranch with these massive barns with every toy known to man. He's got airplanes, helicopters, boats, dune buggies. If it's got wheels or flies or floats, this guy owns it. And he lives a life over one idea.
Phone died at the best part. Aw. That and the Chia Pet.
Chia. Yeah. I like the one that looked like Albert Einstein.
Okay. Sponge bricks to throw
Remember
at
mood rings and magic 8 ball.
That's really a good idea, though. But boy, they'd have to have a whole mountain of them now with everything that comes out on the TV.
Well, hell, guys, it's been over 3 hours. I'm ready to roll it out.
Yeah.
Good night,
See
you
y'all somewhere soon.
showing up and hanging out. Much love, y'all, and thanks for coming and thanks for hanging out. The hardcore that stay here. Y'all have a blessed night.
Quite the conversation.